Hello and welcome to the tier list. I am Mang and joined today by Collins.
How you doing, guys? Ready to talk about some awful people and awful channels.
Neil.
Hello.
Patrick.
Hello.
And Ritson.
Hey.
First episode in a few weeks that we've had all five of us, but today we are looking at YouTube personalities. First of all, guys, before we kick in, how are we all doing?
Indifferent.
What a great thing. I found out that another friend of mine's getting married today, so I've got 6 or 7 weddings to go to in the next couple of years.
Jesus.
Yeah, I think
you're anticipating some long engagements.
I mean, I'm literally gonna be like broke through like buying different suits for dress codes and everything.
Oh mate, just give them a knife and fork set for their wedding gift.
I didn't even think about gifts. Thanks for that. That's even more of my allowance.
Plus there'll be train tickets to get to there. Gotta rent a room.
Wow. People who get married are so selfish.
Yeah, just go to the local council and sign a piece of paper. You gonna do that, Neil?
I was gonna say.
I have to admit, you know, I don't think that would quite make my fiance's very traditional Chinese family very happy if I did that. I mean, to be fair though, Mang and mate, if you're buying all like things for different dress codes, I'm looking forward to like seeing you in a traditional Chinese garb.
Oh wow! Oh mate, I'm definitely doing that.
We're not going to be allowed to go China, Neil.
Screw the rest of the weddings. I am putting all my money into Neil's wedding.
Well, yeah, the plane ticket will do that.
Yeah. Anyway, should we kick right off?
Yeah, go on. It's Neil's topic, so Neil can start, I say.
Okay, so if I'm going first, how about we start with someone who's an interesting character, really. A failed musician moving into YouTube to go and find a new medium to further his career, and that's Bill Wirtz, who's created some of the, how should we call it, legendary YouTube videos, really, with his history of Japan and history of the entire world. But I suppose there's lots of questions over the bulk of his content, which is music videos in that certain weird aesthetic that he has. And I can totally understand if that's not to everybody's taste.
Yeah. One of the videos I watched of Bill Wirtz before was literally him just saying, "Oh, don't mind me, I was just shaving my piano," as he brushes a Gillette razor across, you guessed it, a keyboard. And that was it. 9 seconds.
Yeah, the music videos are kind of 3 minutes of just nothing for the entire way through. But the history of the world stuff is extremely well made, so it's quite a variety of content here in terms of level.
Yeah, I think this guy is definitely in terms of peak. He probably goes the highest out of the majority of the people on this list that we're going to talk about today. But his music videos scream, "I'm random and I'm making random music" to me. I think I watched Mike quit. Ironically, it seems he has quit. But I don't know. I was watching that and thinking, this is weird.
Yeah, the music videos are like random for the sake of being random. Like they don't feel like they have a purpose. They're not really that funny. They're not that catchy. They're just random for being random's sake.
Yeah. Was any of this like created during the Vine era? Because a lot of them are like 6 to 10 seconds long and stuff.
They are a couple of years old, aren't they?
He's been around for quite a while now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I suppose. I mean, the Japan video is quite old now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Well, I was going to bring that up. I think this channel's definitely entirely based on, for being on this list, is his 2 big ones of the history of the world and the history of Japan.
I really enjoyed them. I really did enjoy them. I was informed while being creeped out due to its randomness.
They are brilliant, but they are just 2 videos on an entire YouTube channel.
I will give you a point though. You know, certain like art movements have a certain style, right? Like the big internet one I can think of is vaporwave style, vaporwave aesthetic, the way it is. You might know of that. There's Bill Wirtz created Bill Wirtz aesthetic. Like you've got a Bill Wirtz video, and you know it's a Bill Wirtz video. And like if you apply that kind of like design philosophy somewhere else, you would think, huh, that's Bill Wirtz aesthetic right there. That's quite impressive for some random half-talented musician.
Yeah,
Like,
I get that. He's definitely unique.
Yeah, I think that should be credited to him. Like, you can't really see anything else of there that is similar to his style, and anything that tries to attempt it is just half of what it could be. I think he's pretty good. I do. I enjoy it, like the randomness of everything.
Should we have a vote on him?
Yeah.
Right, who wants to go first for the vote?
I'll kick it off. I'm gonna say average. Because you've got some amazing content, you've got some absolute terrible content, so I'm meeting in the middle.
Okay. Written.
I probably agree for the same reasons, to be honest. I didn't watch that many videos of his, but I mean, the one I mentioned before, it did make me laugh, even though it was the stupidest thing I've ever watched in my entire life. But I mean, yeah, it's a huge mix, so I can't really say bad or great.
You know what? I think he's great. I think the two videos that he made, like the two big ones, are fantastic. And I don't think the the quick ones are as bad as you like put out to be. But yeah, I think he's great.
Yeah, I think the majority of his work is average, but those two videos are such a high level and even beyond superstar. He goes out to great for me. I think if he didn't have those two videos, we wouldn't be talking about him.
All right, Neil, tiebreaker here.
Both say. I think Bill Wirtz is great, to be honest.
Yes.
I put quite a lot of stock in that thing I said about aesthetic. Like, he really made a look, because, we're thinking here about, like, YouTube videos, not just the music. The music might be, yeah, but, the actual visuals, the man's created his own style. That's so cool. And those history videos are seminal. They're so good. Remember, like, how many people said, oh, you could use that in a school? That's impressive. Bill Wirtz is great.
Okay, who wants to go next?
Anyone?
Okay.
Don't rush at once, guys.
If we're not all fighting for it, I'll go next. And I might as well just start out with talking about the one that no one's going to argue with me here. Toy Freaks. He's a horrible person. He got banned from YouTube, but his content is a medium in YouTube that needs to be gotten rid of in general. If you are a parent and you use your kids in a YouTube video, you should be banned from life. He's unwatchable.
I did not know when you said this guy. I thought this was going to be like an unboxing thing, like some sort of cute like unboxing channel. Oh my god, I have never been so wrong. I didn't even like watch any of the stuff like around him. I watched like this news report on him and was literally so disgusted at what I saw. Is this man in jail at least?
No, he won't be in jail.
They decided not to charge him with any crime, actually. They did investigate, but they decided not to charge him.
We should say that the tiers are superstar, great, average, poor, and unwatchable for a start, for those listening on Spotify or something. But this guy literally is unwatchable because his channel's being deleted.
Well, let's not use that as the only reason. The man, it's literally in his name. He's a freak.
Yeah, but
I was going to say that. Yeah,
he's physically unwatchable because his channel's not there anymore, so you can't actually watch him.
Yeah, but more importantly, his content is something that no one should be watching, and people like him and Daddy05.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
They're the worst people in society. They have a family, and they use them in cruel and disgusting ways in order to try and make a quick buck.
So even so, it's not very much of a debate here with him. So should we talk about like whether it's right to have your kids in YouTube videos or not, even if you're like using them in a good way, like you're not abusing them or anything? Is it right to have them in?
To me, no. It's just not something that should be done.
Second episode in a row, we've had a couple of technical difficulties. This time on my end, I'll hold my hands up. Collins, what were you saying?
Just continuing with the toy freaks, Daddy of Five, and anyone who uses kids in their channels, even if you're not abusing them, they just shouldn't exist. It's not the sort of medium that children should be part of. YouTube videos as the channel, as the entertainment, especially with like some of the enormity of the internet. It's not, you don't know who's watching that.
They have no choice, the kids as well. Like when they grow older, they may be like, oh, actually, I don't want these videos there, but they would have had no choice in the matter.
Some of the stuff that was seen, I saw on it was just vile.
Wow.
Wow, this guy didn't go to prison at all.
I mean, if you look at the picture I've used for him in the tier list, it's him with a dummy in his mouth between two minions. Like, it doesn't get much more creepy than that. It's like, it's the Jimmy Savile thing. It's just like, you can tell that there's something going on here.
They say don't judge a book by its cover, but you know.
But sometimes it works.
I don't even think that we should give this guy a vote. He's just unwatchable.
Yeah, let's not give him any more airtime.
Hang on a second, because there's a lot of people out there who would disagree with you, because there's actually a Team DO5 fans YouTube channel.
Oh my god. This is a natural reaction.
I totally didn't say this while we were still rolling, but during the difficulties. But here's the description of that channel. This channel was made for Daddy 05 fans. That just sounds so weird to say. I know there are a lot of fans that would still like to watch DO5 videos. All opinions and comments are welcome, but please, no bullying or harassing each other. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy. Help Team DO5 reach 100,000 subscribers.
Daddy 05 fans.
I love that.
Daddy 05 fans sounds like an OnlyFans account.
I love that. Hey, any opinion's valid, but no bullying or harassing. AKA, if you have an opinion that's not mine, I'm going to ban you.
Yeah, basically.
No bullying or harassing from the fans who are fans of a bully.
Let's not give this freak any more airtime. What you say?
Yeah.
Who wants to go next?
Sure, I'll go next. Who do I pick? I'm going to go with a different kind of freak. I'm going to go for True Geordie. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, how don't you know? True Geordie, I started watching like 5 years ago, maybe. He's grown a lot as a channel. He used to just film with an iPhone on an ironing board, just ranting about Newcastle and Alan Pardew. And it was great, so funny. Every time they lost to Sunderland or QPR or Leicester before they were, champions. So entertaining, just watching a man really lose his mind over football, a bit like how some of us have over Football Manager. And, his content has changed into podcasts, and now he does these live streams like the kickoff and the knockout when it's like the UFC or the boxing. But I think it is, while it's not maybe as good as it was, I still do enjoy the clips that they put out of those live streams of like the best bits, and the podcasts that he's always done have always been good, I thought. But what do you guys think?
He's done quite a few podcasts I listen to. I think my favourite one of his is either Alan Shearer's or Kieran Dyer's, just for like an insight of how.
Yeah, the Kieran Dyer one is surprisingly very good.
And he's really open with it. Like, it's very good because they talk about like Bobby Robson obviously being quite a lot of Newcastle fans' personal heroes. He's the sort of guy who's really made YouTube his thing. Like Richard said, he started from an ironing board and an iPhone to like basically being one of the heads of like British YouTube and culture. And
he's probably like one of the head guys in like the whole football on YouTube. When you think about it, the amount of subscribers he has and everything. Like,
I mean, the guy was basically the Eddie Hearn of the Logan Paul KSI fight, the first one.
yeah. It's amazing what he's been able to achieve, considering everything he started. I mean, being commentating on like the big YouTube charity events and stuff like that, and being like an interviewer on the stage. Even when Eddie Hearn did end up coming in for the second fight between Logan and KSI. That's like amazing for him, and he got like a massive cheer when he went on the stage as well. So he's obviously very liked, even with certain controversy. But it wasn't like it's not. I mean, there's people on this list who have a lot worse controversy than what he has.
Yeah, it's not fully his fault that either, because people shouldn't be leaking private messages.
Yeah,
either.
and to be fair, like, okay, that stuff, a lot of us are going to think it's weird, but it's not harming anyone. It's not illegal or anything like that. So
it's just a bit
whatever.
weird.
It is, but it's supposed to be a part of his private life that we shouldn't have ever found out. So I don't think we can really take that into account when judging him, and I certainly wouldn't, because I actually really do enjoy his content anyway.
Yeah.
But if you, the listener, want to know, look on Google, because we're not saying it.
Yeah, all I'm saying is if you made an OnlyFans, I definitely wouldn't get it.
2 girls, 1 cup.
Oh no!
2 Geordies, 1 chest.
Oh, we
boy, you can tell that we didn't have Neil giving us content warnings last episode.
Nah, there's implications. It's nothing direct. Right, should we go to a vote, or is anyone else?
No. I've got a bit more to say on him.
Okay.
Here's my analysis of him. I used to like him a lot. I've been subscribed to him since his about 100k subscribers, since his FIFA videos and all that. His YouTube, his Newcastle rants, and I loved him back then. And his incline has been fantastic, and it was deserved, because some of his podcasts were excellent, and he was creating really deep content. But then he started to preach about how he was making such deep content and how hard he was working, and then he started making just reaction videos, and then the kickoff, where it doesn't seem to be any effort for him. He just sits there and watches football, and then very, very few podcasts nowadays. So I just think the decline from where he was to now is poor, and I don't like the way he's preaching about how good he is at this thing when he's not making excellent content anymore.
There is one thing I will say on the podcast though. There's one thing I really do appreciate, is that he releases a podcast on Christmas Day, doesn't he? For people who are like not alone at the time, like to help with sort of mental health, and it's like it's just the little things.
I appreciate the sentiment of that a lot, but if you watch the actual podcast, it's absolutely terrible content. It's just a bunch of drunk lads making really unfunny jokes really loudly.
Well,
it's kind of annoying.
That's rich, considering the people you've picked for this list.
Yeah.
No, sometimes that's good.
All right, let Colin speak.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I stopped watching True Geordie after it became really clear. He realized if he just starts saying things even more angrily than usual, he gets more views. I actually hate his FIFA videos, and that's what really turned me off him, because it's just him yelling, scripting in a Geordie accent.
Yeah, but if he'll admit himself he hates those videos because they're not. He knows they're not quality content. It's just the content he had to make to rise up.
Yeah,
he's not proud. He admits he's not proud of that content at all. I think he's deleted like all of that stuff as well from his channel because he's not proud of it, and I appreciate that. And his content improves so much, but there's just been such a decline ever since he started like preaching about how good he was.
I mean, I still think that the clips released from like the kickoff and stuff is good, because at the end of the day, they're reacting to football, and what his content was with the, what was it, like the football hangover or predictions and stuff. It was the same kind of thing. He's reacting to football matches that have happened. It's just in a live stream format.
But it's really annoying fans.
I mean, it's the Man City fan, isn't it? It's the Man City fan.
Oh, the Man City fan.
It's the worst person on earth.
Oh, literally.
One of the worst. But he's up there with Toy Freaks.
The others are bearable because they at least have a sort of sense of humor. This guy just delivers his smug lines and with
Yeah.
his miserable face that just really makes you want to. I'm not going to
Right.
say it, but
Is there anything else anyone wants to add on it before we go into the vote?
One last thing is I do like Lawrence, that kind of combination of the two. And I think it works really well, and I think he adds a lot to that channel. But yeah, that's about it.
yeah.
Should we go to voting?
I would personally put him in great. You know, I Superstar's probably too much for him in terms of, you know, on YouTube. He's just not a superstar, is he? Like, you'd expect like people with like 20 million subscribers or whatever. But I think, you know, his content I do watch a lot, so I'll put him in great.
All right, Paddy.
I'm going to say average. Maybe a year ago, maybe I would have said great, but I think his decline's been so huge. He's just not making the same content anymore. He's not making any good podcasts anymore. I don't like the kickoff, and he's just doing reaction videos. I just think this is cheap content now.
All right, Collins, Neil.
Yeah, this is for the exact same reason as Paddy. I actually put him in Paul.
To be honest, I hadn't watched a True video ever before until about an hour ago.
How have you been friends with us and not done that?
I don't really care about that scene. You'll kind of find that out with a lot of these YouTubers. I just don't really care about that British football lads YouTube, if that kind of makes sense. I don't care for. So I feel like I'll recuse myself because you guys have been watching this guy for years. I don't.
All right, I think it all balances itself out. I'm probably gonna put him in average as well.
Fair.
Wait. So what category does he go in? Do you need me to tie break?
No.
Average is fair. I think that's a fair one too.
Voted average?
Yeah, that's why it's fair.
All right.
Should I go next?
Yeah, if you want, go on.
Why don't we talk about Mr. Ricegum?
Oh, do we have to?
No, to be honest, I don't. I've put him as a lesser YouTuber, even though I don't watch his content, but I don't have to watch his content. I've seen enough to know terrible YouTuber, terrible person, a person who made terrible videos, got loads of cash, then stopped making them because he got lazy, then started making them again, and they were even worse than before because they were more his own.
Did you just say lesser known YouTuber?
I didn't say that, did I?
That was the first thing you said.
I didn't mean to say that if I said it.
10.6 million subscribers.
No, I know that. I definitely didn't mean to say that if I said it.
All right, yeah. I mean, the first thing I've got written down about Ricegum is looking at the first page on his YouTube channel. The guy needs to get over his ex-girlfriend. Have you seen it?
Oh my god, yeah. Last video on my ex promise, and then 2 days later another video with a
but this is just that YouTube world.
But
I'm saying this is that YouTube world of clickbaiting. Like that's what gets him views.
I don't care. That doesn't make it makes him terrible though.
Yeah, of course. No,
this is the side of YouTube that I absolutely despise. The idea that clickbaits get you views, and what's even worse about it, it works. Like you have anyone in a demographic of 12 to 18-year-olds clicking on it, thinking it's going to be something amazing, Machiavellian piece of art, and you get nothing but drivel.
Are you telling me you don't want to watch my ex and her TikTok house roasted me, or reacting to my ex-girlfriend's breakup video?
I would literally starve myself before watching.
What about TikTok star takes my girlfriend, Bryce Hall?
I watched about 3 episodes of it just to because I'd never seen Ricegum before. All I'd really heard of him was like YouTube drama, which is just pointless anyway. And
all we've taken from this is his ex-girlfriend as a gold digger. Plain and simple.
Hey, KSI, look, if his videos told me anything, KSI went too far when he made the video with his ex-girlfriend. I don't know this girl's name, by the way. I just know that it's always ex-girlfriend.
I do, but I'm not going to say her name for my own dignity. But yeah, this is just that side of YouTube where it's extreme clickbait. They watch the videos, they're just super annoying to watch. It's unwatchable material.
Oh, let's not forget he got banned from Twitch for showing nudity during one of his streams.
Exactly.
As well, which is, he uses, generally attractive women to, clickbait more people with, those type of thumbnails and stuff.
Yeah, he's done that loads in the past with his thumbnails of the women. And if you look at his main content, which was the diss tracks back in the day, they were terrible. He raps like he thinks he's an artist, a rapper, but he has like the worst nasally delivery in the world, and it just makes absolutely terrible music. So, what else can you say?
The only thing I like about Rice Gum, sorry Neil, the only thing I like about Rice Gum is the diss track that Rotashaw made on him, and that's about it. Yeah,
I like that. That's not him, is it?
Oh no, it's only the only thing to do with him that I like.
Oh, okay.
His ex is pretty hot.
No, let's not go to that sort of area.
Okay, sure.
Right, well,
Neil, please tell me you agree with my rantings from before.
I mean, you haven't mentioned his, promotion of gambling to children thing that he did with Jake Paul, of all people. That's probably the worst thing he's probably done. So basically, he promoted, along with Jake Paul, a fake gambling website towards his, primarily kids audience, really. There was if you donate £4,000, you got a chance of winning a Land Rover or something like that. £2,000, you get a chance of winning a Ferrari. And he's just presenting this to his audience of kids, but the whole thing's a scam. People reporting they won something but they never got it. They were forced to pay extortionate charges for postage, which means they never received their gift. And they had tracking numbers that didn't work, so there were all legal disputes about that kind of stuff. And this guy here was promoting it, and he gave this absolutely terrible, and I mean awful, apology. You know what I mean. One of those popular YouTuber apologies.
Did it start with a sigh?
What I'm talking about.
No, it started with him turning the video on.
It starts with him turning the video on and going.
It's really difficult.
Honestly, so what? Is sitting there, right, doing that kind of thing, sad music, really sad music, you should feel sorry for me. Don't feel sorry about the kids I tricked into spending the parents' money. Feel sorry for me.
Yeah, I'm the victim here.
And, at the end, he's oh, I'm so sorry. Well, I'll apologize in the only way I know how. Here's some free codes. Bloody hell. That's your apology. What a horrible person you are.
You were really swearing there, Neil.
What were the codes for?
I think there was something Amazon related.
To be fair then.
Amazon cards, something like that. Well, look at in the video, he just popped out. I think there were about 8 codes on the screen. Think about how many people he's got on that channel. So he's oh, I'll just give away some Amazon cards and everyone will love me again. Doesn't matter. It's a gambling to kids. Amazon cards will make everything. Oh.
I think we need to vote before Neil explodes.
Self-combust.
Compared to what other stuff that will come up, I think he's poor relatively.
There's a lot of this crap. It's everywhere. It's endemic in YouTube.
Oh, mate, he's unwatchable. There's not point. Unwatchable.
It's unwatchable.
Oh yeah.
Right, I'll put him there. Who's next?
Me. So I think we should, after that, cavalcade of toxicity, let's go on something a bit nicer. I'm gonna go with binging with Babish. Basically, I love to cook, and there's some things that I've always wanted, from TV shows that you think, oh, I bet you they'd taste great if you could make them. And this guy does exactly that. He makes things from TV shows. So he made regular shows, all meat burrito. He went to an actual meat market and bought snake meat, deer meat, alligator meat, buffalo meat, you name it. He probably had it. Defrosted it all, made it into burrito, and it was the worst thing he ever tasted. But then he does it simple stuff. So he does like basics with Babish as well, where he like teaches you to do like it's good, wholesome content, really, considering all the things that we've just listed. And I really enjoy it. I think he's great.
I really like the fact that the food's the star of the show with it as well. It's genuinely a cooking channel.
None of it. Yeah.
It's not like, oh, he's a personality and he cooks. It's just a good cooking channel where the focus is on how to do it. Like, he doesn't even have his face in view for the majority of the video. It's just, here's the bowl, here's the food. I'm using this to make the food. Watch it and try and carry along with me, and eventually you'll get what I make.
That's the great thing about it. Like, a lot of chefs have a bit of like vanity. So when they're cooking, you know, faces on them whilst they're doing it, stuff like that. But he just has his hands like doing all the prep work, doing the cooking, and it always looks so good. Like it really makes me want to cook stuff like that, and I really enjoy it.
I'm just looking at the thumbnails now, and you're not wrong. It all looks amazing. And
the
I'm
French
really
toast one. Look at the French toast thumbnail.
Oh,
I don't even know what French toast is, but it looks good.
And like I said, if the stuff that he makes isn't like really good, he thinks, oh, what can I try to make this better? Like, to make it more suitable. Like, let's not make an all meat burrito. Let's make an all pork burrito.
Yeah. If you look at like someone like Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay.
Nice.
I really like Gordon Ramsay, but God, he's terrible at like sort of explaining. Like, if you watch his YouTube videos on how to make stuff, he's terrible. He just goes way too quick, and you don't know what's going on. But this, it's very, very clear like how to make it. Very quick, simple, just extremely well made, watchable, so simple, looks great. And I'm quite a fan of like cooking programs, like bit of a guilty pleasure, you know. I just like to be made hungry, and I think this is a really good example of a cooking channel.
You know what? I am gonna go for it. I think he's a superstar in what he does.
You could at least let Neil give his opinion first.
Sorry, no, I'm putting mine in before everyone else. Yeah, but Neil, go on.
Sometimes I feel left out. Anyway.
Sorry.
No, I think he's great. He's so wholesome is the right word, isn't it? You can just watch it for like hours and just be like happy to watch this man enjoying what he's doing and making all these great things that, you know, we don't have the time or, well, the stupidity to make, given some of the stuff he makes. Like, I agree with like the food being like the center, and also like how well he explains it. Like, I particularly agree with the Gordon Ramsay comparison. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the F Word YouTube channel, but my word, the Gordon Ramsay bits of that where it's like he's trying to make food, right? Basically, so you know, in a Babish episode, like, you know, you've got this big wide screen with the food in it. You can see exactly how clear it is. In the F Word channel, it's like hyper zoom in on the food, and then like everything he does is explained in one word. It's like hyper zoom, cut, hyper zoom, sports. And it's terrible. You can't get anything from it. But on the other hand, Vijay Babish, God, I love him. He's addictive. He's bloody fantastic. He probably is the best. Is he the best cooking person / chef on YouTube?
I don't think there's a way to improve it.
I would say like he is the Don for like cooking, and he's got a great voice as well.
I'll be honest, I don't really know any other cooking ones. So from my book, he is the best because he's the only one I know.
Yeah, like I said, I am putting him on superstar form.
Yeah, I'd agree. Genuinely, just on the basis of, I don't think you could actually improve on the concept of a cooking YouTube channel more than he's done it.
I think for the content that he does, as you said, yeah, can't improve it. So, but maybe on the general scale of YouTube, I probably wouldn't have him as a superstar kind of caliber. But so it's kind of a tough one. I'm kind of stuck between great and superstar. I don't think it's going to matter anyway. So,
well, it might do because I'm going to say great. I agree with you. I really like him, but I just something missing from a superstar.
Yeah. I feel like for a YouTuber, you know, to be a superstar, you kind of do have to have that personality. But I get that what he does and the fact that it is focused on the food, it makes the content better for people who want to learn this stuff or just, watch it get done and see how it's done and all that kind of stuff. So I get that point of view.
Yeah.
But again,
it's hard. I get he's doing the most he can with the type of content you're making, but that type of content isn't what makes you a superstar, which is okay. It's okay not to be a superstar. You can just be brilliant.
It's okay. It's okay, Mang, and Neil's got our back.
Yeah,
right,
Neil's
Neil?
got the
right, Neil. Right, Neil.
Oh, it's tough, isn't it? It's tough.
Right, Neil.
Neil, I will never forgive you for this.
Right, Neil.
I'm trying to think. Right, he's absolutely at the top of his game, but the question is like, does that make him a superstar? Like, I can think of some people on YouTube who don't have that superstar factor, but they're totally a superstar. Like, here's one from left field. Does anyone know the channel Yoga with Adrienne? That's a mad channel. Just some woman who pumps out like a yoga video every day and ends up with something like 10 million subscribers. Now, she's not spectacular, but she can be a superstar because she's top of the game. I guess based on that logic, Babish is also a superstar, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, we have our first superstar. Good to see a good guy get there. To be fair.
Yeah, I actually decided on superstar in the end.
There's a lot of bad people on here, so it's good to see a good guy get there.
Yeah, true.
Okay, back on Neil now. Who's your second pick?
Well, let's go with Big Money Salvia, King of the Pipe, typing out comments all damn night. It's Internet Comment Etiquette with Eric.
What an intro. Yeah, I really want to know where you go with this.
No, that's what I just said. It's actually from his theme song. I love Internet Comment Etiquette.
Yes, thank you.
It's another addictive channel. I love his attitude to everything. Like, he can just cover any topic and make it so funny through just this medium of like typing out a YouTube comment. It's amazing. The guy has got so much natural charisma. It's fantastic. Also, bonus points, he has the best ad rolls on YouTube. It's every advertisement he does is like a mini movie, and it's amazing.
He did one for NordVPN. I thought it was like a proper show. I thought that was part of the show.
Oh, the Nobbleberry series, amazing.
I'll be honest with you, Neil. When you put this out on the group chat of what you wanted to do, I was like, "What is this? This sounds really weird." And I've actually subscribed to it since.
Yes, slaps.
There was another character you met. Was it Clorox who drinks bleach? I think he wants everyone else to drink bleach, and I thought it was hilarious, like some of the stuff, because he was like, also there was another video I love, like how to be a nice guy, where it was just like loads of creepy men on YouTube just commenting on women's posts, and I think that, so like you said, that blasé attitude really like makes it work so much.
Do you know he was in an episode of Always Sunny?
No.
Yeah.
Which one?
Charlie Rules the World.
Is that the one with when Charlie's on the video game?
Yeah, when they're playing online, when they're playing the online game.
Wow, I'll have to watch that again to see him.
Yeah, he plays Dude.
Oh well, so many. Oh, you know what? I know
a big part. Did he get an Oscar for that?
I know exactly who you're talking about now.
He won an Emmy. For that.
So what do you guys think of it? Because do you love it as much as I did when I first watched it?
I think it's hilarious.
I thought it was great. Yeah.
It's very good. It's very good.
I watched what was it? How to comment under prank videos, and it was a lot of fun watching him just take the mick out of those pranksters in big quotation marks. You know, the people who do the kiss and pranks, and then there was ones he was showing, and it's literally this Russian guy who goes up to black people and says, "Where is the?" and then the N word, and then it's a prank. It's a prank. It's like, what is? But he just he perfectly makes great jokes about it. Really witty, and I agree with what Mangum was saying, and Neil.
Yeah, I really like his delivery. His sort of nonchalant delivery, like just doesn't really care, but it's very funny. I was watching the coronavirus episode where he goes to open his curtains and then someone just shoots him. They don't want him to open his curtains. But I really like the concept of the channel. It's quite unique, and I like him. He's very charismatic. Love his delivery. Yeah, it's good YouTube content.
He's not afraid to call people out as well, isn't he? Like, I watched the one where he went on chat roulette. That was an interesting one. Neil, do you know the one I'm talking about?
I think so, yeah.
And it's just it's him pretending to be a woman with like a blonde wig, like before they see him, and it's just loads of men, as you can guess what they're doing on chat roulette, and then he says it, oh, it's me, and they just all like leave.
Yeah, I've been enjoying his latest trend of like wherever you go into a comment section that's having like a fight, you just post a picture of like a topless
old man. I think we should vote. Yeah, I think this guy's another superstar. You know.
Yeah, I don't think there's anywhere else to put him.
There's literally nothing like bad about him, is it? He's got the YouTube formula down to a T.
And what I really enjoy about the two people we've put there before Paddy and Ritson vote, of course, is that these are quite normal guys. We've got quite a few like YouTube Goliaths still to come.
Whoa! This man was on Always Sunny. He's a celebrity.
But yeah, Ritson
he also
Paddy
played Robin's victim.
I put him in great personally. One main reason for that is he's got under 1 million subscribers just. But no, what are you talking about?
Oh, so elitist.
No, are you talking about a superstar?
Yeah, but that's not
big name. The big name.
Yeah,
who's
but
good.
it's kind of just in your opinion on how much you like the channel rather than his subscribers, I guess. But
I don't watch enough videos to say, oh wow, this guy's the best or anything. So I probably stick with it.
The thing is, by that logic, Jake Paul's got like 17 million subscribers. This guy's got 900,000.
No, I did say superstar, who's also
the channel that we'd already talked about. All right.
Right, scum, yeah. I know get what you're saying. But yeah, I'll put him in. I mean, you three voted superstar anyway, so it wouldn't really matter. So I would have been unsure. Superstar was great, but superstar anyway, because he's there regardless.
Yay. So, Collins, you up next?
All right, then. For my next one, you know what? I feel like we should get out one of the big guns and talk about the most popular YouTuber known to man, PewDiePie. I mean, where to go with this? I mean, are there any members of the Pewds army here?
No.
No.
Maybe
about 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Not even then. And in fact, probably more so now, to be honest, than then. But
yeah, I don't get PewDiePie. Like, he's got over 100 million subscribers, and yet there's not a single video of his that I'd say, yeah, that's my favorite. Go on.
I like this like jump scare stuff, like I said, when I was a kid, but that's about it, really. Like, he's just a bit of a bad person, isn't he?
Wow.
I think that's hard. I think he's done. Just because you've done some stupid things, I don't think you're overall a bad person. I think he's a decent-hearted person who's made, some bad mistakes.
Can I spell it out? So, let's just say here, he did a Hitler salute on a stream. He held up a sign saying "Death to all Jews." He said word on a...
He didn't do that.
No, he paid for it.
He paid for like some Asian kids to do it or something.
Which
on
is
his website.
That's probably worse.
Yeah, to be honest, I know, I'm not like defending it. Like,
yeah. So he also said the M word on a stream, leading to like a massive controversy. He hyped up a channel with alt-right links. He has expressed his admiration for right-wing commentators like Ben Shapiro, and you got to remember, right? Like his viewer base is primarily children, and he's doing that, and he's hyping up these alt-right websites and bloody Ben Shapiro. What? How can this person be a good person? Come on.
But what I would say is, if you're like a YouTuber with over 100 million subscribers, you're bound to have a few where slip-ups along the way. Like,
Oh, let's not.
That's
Let's
more
not.
than you, mate.
This is exactly what we were talking about with comment etiquette. Like, it doesn't matter how like many subs you have. It depends on how good of a person you are, really.
yeah, but when people aren't perfect, like,
Oh.
Yeah, but he's not decent.
there's a very big difference between a Jake Paul and a PewDiePie. Like,
Hey, we'll get on to him.
Yeah.
I know, but he's just staring me in the face.
I think he's probably poor on. He's a bad person, but probably poor due to the amount of subscribers he literally
I don't
has.
think you can just call someone a bad person. Like,
Oh, we've just listed how many bad
yeah,
things.
but he's made mistakes. Like, you've made mistakes. All right, you're a bad person. Like, human beings make mistakes all the time, and when you've got 100 million subscribers, your mistakes are going to be published way more easily and way quicker than anyone else in the world.
Yeah, but at no point have I ever wanted to say like the N-word during one of our podcasts, and never ever wanted to pay people to like say death to all Jews.
Yeah, but he knows that was a mistake. He
Only because he
did it for comedic purposes. He obviously didn't want death to all Jews. He was just seeing like how far he could like pay, like how far he could get with this scheme to pay people to do this thing, how far he could go with it.
But after that, he was linking to websites with anti-Semitic content, alt-right websites with anti-Semitic content. It didn't stop him. He did more of it.
I think we should vote now. I don't think.
No, but when no one's talking about the content though. We're talking about the person.
Right. Okay. Fine. The content is he plays video games and he puts on a high-pitched voice.
Not anymore. Not anymore. That was his old content.
No, now he looks at Reddit.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's better. I mean, it's not. I've always thought PewDiePie is the most overrated YouTuber in the world. Like, I've never understood how he's got as many subscribers as he does. His old videos where he was screaming and video games, that's not for me. I can see why a kid might like it, but it's not for me. His videos now are a bit better, but they're really not high quality content for 100 million subscribers. They're somewhat watchable, but they're not highbrow at all.
The man's got 26 billion views.
That makes you think. That makes you think how well are we going to do?
How many people are on the planet?
8 billion nearly now, I think.
So we're looking at every person on the planet has watched a PewDiePie video 3 times.
Yeah, that's
probably about the amount of times I've watched it.
God, we deserve coronavirus.
Yeah.
Jesus. Should we vote then?
Yeah, he's poor, awful person. Maybe.
Oh, come on.
He lives in Brighton.
Yeah,
he does. Bad person. It's watchable compared to the other stuff that's on there.
Poor. He's poor. He does the classic. He does alt-right jokes, but only ever says their jokes after they blow up in his face.
You two?
Poor.
Poor.
It can't be unwatchable with 100 million plus subscribers, but I've always thought he was extremely overrated. I don't think he's quite as bad a person as you guys are saying, but the mistakes are bad, and I'm going to rank him down for that, so I'm going to say poor as well.
Yeah, I'll agree with all of yous on that one.
All right, Ritson, you're
Neil,
up.
what did you vote?
He said poor.
Neil said
Yeah,
poor.
he said poor.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
I'm not going to really go up the ranks with this next pick. I'm just going to go with the lesser known Olatunji brother, Deji, or as he's like to call himself, Tank.
Oh no.
Okay, that's unwatchable.
That's low.
I mean, the guy is just. It comes across as one of the most stupid people on the entire planet. It doesn't make sense with the stuff that he says, the jokes that he tries to make. If he wasn't KSI's brother, he would never have got anywhere on YouTube. Like, are we in agreement on that? He would have got absolutely nowhere at all.
Yeah, of course.
Nowhere. He's on like nearly 10 million. Oh my god, it makes me sick.
Yeah, well, the thing is, he's on 10 million subscribers. Well, almost 10 million, but he hasn't like grown in subscribers in like so long.
I know,
Like
yeah.
he's been close to 10 million subscribers for ages and hasn't hit it because
No, he hit
it's
it
just show where the I know he hit it, but he went back down again.
because of all the controversy around him.
because of what he did to his brother.
Which, you know, it's not our place to talk about that stuff, and quite frankly, I don't really care. But
well, it was just
it
him making a
seemed-
46-minute video, crying about it all. That
it seems very bad on his part. Like, well,
No.
even just making the whole thing public in the first place, whether he was right or wrong or not, the fact that he made it public just for more views it's another one of the things you just hate to see about YouTube these days.
That's the thing. Go on.
Did he get whipped with a belt?
Yes, but so did KSI. It was them doing one of those stupid, if you can see the goal, you get hit things.
Oh, the slave one.
KSI's been shot by paintball with doing that. It's not something where it's a case of KSI was abusing him.
No, but they did call the video slavery FIFA.
They do,
Yeah,
they do call it slave FIFA, admittedly.
I think this is going to be very interesting when we talk about him and KSI, really, because a lot of their early stuff is extremely regrettable to say.
Yeah. Well, I'm a believer in being able to make amends, and if you've done enough to make amends, then I'll rate you accordingly. But he's only got worse as time's gone on, Deji, and he's become everything that's bad about YouTube.
Speaking of that 10 million, I think one of the controversies is subbotting, in which he suddenly gained more than 50,000 subscribers over the course of 6 days to finally reach 10 million out of nowhere. And now he's back below 10 million, so I hope it was worth it for him.
I mean, he's got enough money, to be fair. Like, somehow. Obviously, there's the whole brother feud that he made public, screaming and crying at a camera for 46 minutes or whatever it was. And then obviously his dog, What was his dog's name, Ritson?
Tank. Yeah. I'm sorry, but this headline by the BBC really made me laugh. YouTube star Deji's dog to be destroyed.
Oh yeah, destroyed. No. You've brought up another good point here. When his dog bit his neighbour's arm or whatever in the thing, he came out in the video and was like having a go at the neighbour because he was like, oh, the dog only nipped him. It was only a little nip. She was scared. The neighbour released an image of her arm. After that thing, her arm was like bruised, like all over. It was horrible. And then he was like, "Oh, actually, I'm sorry."
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned like probably one of the worst things about him during his feud with his brother KSI. He released his bank details.
Well, I didn't know about that.
My words.
I don't know too much about that whole feud. I just kind of ignored it and just saw some of the memes going around.
But like Paddy said, we shouldn't really know about it. It's not our place to know. But he keeps on bringing it up.
It's the only way he'll get views, though.
Well,
let's be honest. It's the only way he'll get views because his content is not even worth talking about.
I feel sorry for the parents, like in all of this.
Why the parents chose Deji's side?
I can't believe we actually
they literally have to pick sides
this
between two kids, and that's.
I honestly, I don't think we should like talk about it because it's not really our place. Like,
it isn't.
That sort of stuff. But if we move on to his like actual content in the early days, like yeah, no, in the early days it was at least watchable. It was just him playing FIFA, getting a bit angry. It was at least watchable.
It wasn't even that watchable though. It was just him screaming, and
it wasn't doing anyone harm. It wasn't doing anyone any harm, though.
It was. Oh no, I know, but
it wasn't brilliant content, but it was somewhat watchable. It wasn't doing anyone any harm. It seemed all right, but these days not good.
It was worse than any True Geordies FIFA, and those were terrible. It was, yeah, no, his content's awful. Like, he's the least creative person. I think
Super
maybe
lazy as well.
it's just. I'd probably rather watch Toy Freaks or something. I mean, it's just, and it's just
this man's so bad at FIFA he can't even do a roulette. I might as well watch this child get whipped.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, we watched Dead You Get Whipped.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Should we take a vote?
Yeah.
I'm going unwatchable.
I think he's unwatchable.
I can't stand him. He's another one I can't stand. A lot of people I can't stand on this list.
Yeah, unwatchable.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right then, yeah, I guess you're going in unwatchable.
Yeah, easy one, that.
Right, Paddy.
All right, from the terrible to the even more terrible.
No.
Why don't we talk about
tier.
What?
He's in bottom tier.
Well, exactly. And I'm going to create a new tier for this next woman. She's the only woman left on this, I think. We've been quite nice to women here by not putting any in the lower tiers. But that's where this ends.
Have we had any women?
So this is the only woman.
True.
His point still stands that we'd be.
My point still stands.
We've ignored them, therefore we have not criticised them.
Yes, that is right. That was just coincidence. But anyway, Lily Pons. Now, I'd be interested to know what you guys thought of the content you watched today, if you did.
Oh my God, isn't she cuckoo? And oh wow, she's got really, really good high energy. It's awful.
It's typical American humor. Awful, not funny.
Ooh.
I mean, it is. It's just cringy American.
Yeah, I mean, I disagree with the American humor thing because I think like some of the best sitcoms in American. I think American stand.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not.
American stand-up is a different story.
I'm not saying American can't do comedy, or I'm saying like it's typical like bad side of American humor.
But I don't even think it's that. I think it's even worse than that. I just think it's a woman.
Oh yeah,
it's a woman just being not being clever or anything with the comedy, just pulling funny faces, being weird, being loud, being quirky, and thinking that's enough to be funny. And it's not.
It somehow works for her though.
Well, it's worked for us because she's decent looking, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's
Neil. Let's to Neil here.
Wouldn't it be fair to say like it's not quite because she is like decent looking, maybe part of it, but isn't it more that she actually, like a lot of these popular YouTubers, aims at children? Isn't that fair? Like, I mean, you might think a comedy is terrible. I mean, it's god awful, but it's also aimed at literally the lowest brow. It doesn't have to be good to be successful. It just has to be like polished. If it makes a kid laugh, then I guess you're fairly successful if you're Lily Pons, or however you pronounce her first name.
Yeah, I mean it's a strange name, but what surprises me most is the feedback she gets on her videos. It's normally, well, I mean I haven't gone over it all, but I've seen a lot of like positive comments like, "Oh my God, this is hilarious. This is so relatable. This is amazing." Like, and you're just like, how old must you be to think this is hilarious? You must be about 7 or 8. Like, I mean, if you're commenting on a YouTube video in the first place, like, well, in that way. There's, I think you need to use your time a bit better.
I did see someone point out, like, she's a sponsor magnet. Like, she gets sponsorships everywhere, which is probably why nothing she does has any edge. Like, she just finds it very easy to get sponsors. I don't know, you might consider, like, how moral that is to be, like, pushing all of these sponsors on, like, an audience that's primarily kids. But, like, if you look at videos, there's sponsors bloody everywhere. She's living, like, this high life. I believe, like, her net, like, I saw her net worth was on, like, $4 million, possibly up to, like, 10.
Makes me feel sick.
Like, I just feel like there's so many people on this list who create, like, such lowbrow content, but somehow, I don't know, is it like YouTube just encourages this kind of poor content? Like, how does it do that? Like,
yeah, YouTube
encourages that, and it encourages bad behavior too.
YouTube is one of the worst ran companies in the world. There's no like content there is, but the content monitoring on YouTube is appalling, and the arithmetic for for the monetization and CPM is so flawed. It encourages like this type of childish content because you can't make anything even slightly edgy that's deeper and more enjoyable to watch. It just encourages you to make this type of awful childish content because that's what's going to make you the most money.
To be fair, Paddy, you talk about like how the comments are filled with just positivity towards like how funny you are. Clearly, you didn't go on her videos for The Secret Life of Lily Pons, where just people criticizing her for clearly advertising her mental health issues as a way to get popularity and
no,
views.
don't get me wrong, she gets a lot of hate from like commentary channels and in comments she still gets a lot of hate, but I'm just surprised that she gets any positivity at all. That's where I'm not, like, even one positive comment is too much.
Why is Howie Mandel part of The Secret Life of Lily Pons?
Well, he's kind of in with that sort of YouTube gang in a way.
Howie.
You know, it's a shame because I like Howie Mandel, but he's lowered himself. He sold himself out.
Do you reckon as well, you know, you can appreciate someone coming out and making like a series about their like mental health and their problems and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, when it's monetized to hell,
yeah,
I don't know.
When it's purely in self-interest,
it's also the most generic title in the world for every episode. I'm my own worst enemy. You've really set the bar high with that, haven't you? What you're describing yourself as.
If you look at some of the content like a Joe Weller makes on this mental health stuff, really, really like brave, deep stuff that's clearly meant to be put out there to help people, and you compare that to her stuff, it's like you can see where one is being used in self-interest and where one is being used in the right way.
Yeah. Right. I think we should
go
on, Paddy.
Because I am not 3 years old, I'm just going to say unwatchable.
Yeah. Did you choose 2 unwatchable channels?
Well,
he had Rice coming average before he heard us talking about them.
No. The rules were pick two good ones, 2 bad ones. We didn't state how bad and how good.
I was really surprised with this pick by you, Paddy, because I was like, I was like, please tell me Paddy doesn't actually watch this.
She's one of them that I've seen how bad their content is before, and I couldn't believe how many subscribers she had. That's why.
I know. Yeah, unwatchable. No more to say for me.
All right, Neil.
I would say poor, personally.
Collins.
Yeah, still poor myself.
Oh wow.
Oh God, I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna say poor as well.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Compared to some of the other stuff that's here.
Wait, no. Lily Pons.
So you can watch
PewDiePie.
No.
Level as PewDiePie.
I'd rather watch Lily Pons than Rice Scum or Dechi.
Yeah, but PewDiePie.
Yeah.
Same level as PewDiePie.
Yeah. Stop it.
Come on.
Stop judging us.
No, I'm sorry. No, only 3-year-olds can watch that and find it entertaining. Everyone else should find it awful.
Only 3-year-olds can watch PewDiePie and find it entertaining. There you go. It's perfect. They're both
poor. I mean, I've got to put it poor because of democracy, but I'm shocked.
Right.
I am shocked.
Right. You know what?
I love democracy.
You know what? I might as well get out my bottom of the barrel one as well. I am going to choose Watch Mojo. Now, this is very different from everything else that we're probably going to look at because this is an organization, a business. I am putting this in unwatchable for a couple of reasons. One, it is one of the most unoriginal tropes I have ever seen. Like, some of the things they come out with are just like, wow, how long did it take you to come up with that? It is, critics have declared that the videos of Fafford are unoriginal, so agree with me. And some of the things that they discuss are absolutely disgusting. One of their most infamous videos are the top 10 infamous mass shootings in the US.
Hang on, what?
That's not a joke.
How do they rank that?
I didn't even watch. All I saw, I clicked on it to make sure it wasn't a joke. Then and I checked like some of the videos that they released recently, and another one was top 10 things you didn't know about the Mythbusters presenters. And if you haven't been looking at the news lately, one of the presenters for Mythbusters recently died. So I'm just putting this unwatchable. I'd like to know your thoughts about it, but I think it's just tripe.
You do realise there's also the top 10 infamous mass shootings outside the US, as well as top 10 infamous bombings, and
To be
another top 10 events that made the world stand still.
I mean, I was just looking at ones that I've seen. Like, there's so many on that channel. Like, it's unreal.
To be fair, I mean, obviously having that as a list is like bad, but I probably would watch it anyway. Like, so I don't think I'm going to be putting it on unwatchable for that reason, because I have watched a few of those lists.
But it goes to the lowest
Not the
common
mass-
denominator.
Oh, I know. I'm not saying it's good that they did that. I'm just saying I don't think it's unwatchable. I think, you know, the top 10 lists can be. I mean, it's not original in any way, or, you know, even that good content, but sometimes it can be interesting just to watch. Not much though, but
I mean, I have to completely agree with Ritson. I don't mind this channel at all. Like, obviously, I completely disagree with the mass shooting stuff. I don't know what they're doing with that. But I mean, there's a lot of interesting things on here, like top 10 creepiest documentaries, top 10 musicians who left fame behind. Like, these are like interesting videos that I might want to watch. Top 20 monster movie reveals, top 10 video games bosses who kill you no matter what. Like, there's things here that are like, I'd be quite interested to watch. And I watched the video today. It was like actors who were child stars and like became big famous movie stars as adults, and it was interesting.
Neil, anything else?
I mean, you called it tripe, but you know, cooked properly, tripe can be pretty tasty.
oh my god,
Love it.
Like, honestly, Watch Mojo, I think, is kind of. You need to see it for what it is. And what it is junk food. It's that kind of thing that is indeed the lowest common denominator, but that's not always like a bad thing. Like, I don't think you'd watch a Watch Mojo video and think, wow, that was terrible, or that was great. It just kind of is. It's one of those things. Like,
It's no one's favourite channel.
No.
Did you know they gave the stats when they introduced these as well?
well, what got number one?
Columbine.
Okay.
Also, Mangan, I mean, you're talking about like how despicable it is. It got 24,000 likes to only 3.9 thousand dislikes.
I mean, that says a lot
People
about.
agree.
That says a lot about.
People want more.
That says a lot about people, really.
Oh god, the video was uploaded 7 days before the Sandy Hook Elementary school shooting.
Oh my god, it's like they knew.
Like, horrible timing as well. Yeah, I completely agree with Neil. It's a mostly inoffensive channel. It's just the occasional top 10 that you think, oh yeah, go on, that's a topic that interests me, so I watch that. No, it's no one's favorite, and that's it.
No,
I'd say it's average.
I'll give you that we haven't considered, honestly. Like, do you ever sometimes just have like an idea? Like, this is just because something like that literally happened to me. Like, you know, we're kind of on the wedding theme here, right? I was thinking, like, where should we go on a honeymoon? Where's the first place to Google? You put that in YouTube. You know, you're just kind of like dreaming. And what's the first video that comes up? It's a Watch Mojo video that has lots of nice pictures of nice holiday destinations. That's quite nice. You know, that's not unwatchable. It's all right.
Right.
It's true.
And you've got to think they upload like
So much.
2 videos a day.
Right.
Like,
I
it's
feel
hard to
like
be
I'm
original when you're doing that.
I feel like I'm gonna get outvoted.
I think so.
Yeah.
I would say average. I think it's some of the content is interesting and it's very watchable, but because it's not extremely like original or amazing content, and some of the mistakes they've made in the past, I'd say average.
I actually really like Neil's analysis of it, calling it, the junk food of YouTube. I think that fits it perfectly. Also, today they just uploaded top 10 unexplored places on Earth. Now, I kind of want to watch that, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's really interesting, but I would put it average. It's not as Colin said, it's no one's favorite channel, but it has the occasional interesting video that, or as Neil said, a video that maybe might come in useful as well.
Never know.
So
I've already said it's average.
All right, well,
it's a channel that comes up and you recommend, and you go, that video looks a bit interesting. Occasionally, that's how you can watch them.
All right, we're halfway through now. Neil, what have you got
Neil
next?
didn't get a vote.
I would have
said average, didn't he? Yeah.
Thanks for looking out for me, though.
You got your back, man.
I thought he said average. I thought he already voted.
Well, he did. You just didn't let him say it.
Okay, how about we look at something here that really is a YouTube hit, like something that started like from nothing and become a bona fide YouTube success story. First We Feast. Wow, that idea to get celebrities to go and eat hot wings while answering questions. What a genius idea that was.
I think it's great.
Oh, it's so good. I think I started watching it in season 2, I believe. Season 2. It's been a lot has happened since season 2. They've actually got themselves a TV series now. They've got themselves like a new game show format. The celebrities are coming like thicker and faster, which, that's all great to see them expanding. However, I do kind of feel that maybe compared to its early days, it's become a little bit more corporate, like a little bit more less off the rails. Like sometimes now, I don't know, I feel like the answer's kind of a bit more like vetted before they're said, like maybe got someone in the corner saying like, oh, you can't say that or don't say this. But it's like when this first came out, like, this was something that was hard to get celebrities on. So when they came on and like no one knew what they were doing, they would just say whatever the hell they wanted. That's great. But I kind of worry that it's lost that now.
I enjoy it regardless. There's quite a few episodes. I've watched this before you suggest it for us, Neil. I like the ones with Gordon Ramsay, and I like Steve-O's episode, Johnny Knoxville, as well. Like, they've got a celebrity for everyone, really.
Is it fair to say, this is probably just what I said before, I would suggest it peaked at Gordon Ramsay. That's what I would suggest.
Well, Gordon Ramsay was the big one that everyone wanted. So,
can we just talk about Sean Evans for a second?
Oh.
How incredible an interviewer he is. Like, it's amazing that he hasn't got like some sort of talk show or something. I'm glad he doesn't, because I think he's doing what he should be doing. But his line of questions is so insightful. Like, it's stuff you don't see on like these regular chat shows. You get to like learn things about celebrities that you never would. And you don't hear the same old generic drivel as you do on a chat show. You hear like real stuff, and like it's such interesting questions, and that's why celebrities want to go on it, because they ask questions that aren't just the same things they always get asked.
Serious question here. Do you think this guy has any taste buds left? He literally has spent 9 seasons eating hot wings.
I mean, that's the best job, to be fair. Talking to celebs eating chicken, I mean,
also,
he stole me dream job.
Also, Superstar, Babish has been on it. Like, that was a very good one.
It's my dream job, apart from the talking to celebs part. Just want to eat chicken.
You'd definitely just be like sat there, like celebrities are there, like, aren't you gonna ask me anything? Probably just like, shut up, no.
No. Mouthful of chicken. Keep going.
No, I can see what you're saying, Neil. Like, I enjoy it immensely, but there are points where it dips off and maybe it gets less watchable. There's been a few episodes where I haven't been into it as much. Like, I think everyone who's watched it has their favourite one, and some like you could perceive it possibly as hit and miss with some the way they choose the celebrities sometimes. If you don't like the celebrities, you're not really going to watch it, are you?
No. I just reckon there was a period, it was like a hidden gem. That was the A grade period.
I think it's better when the people don't really care what to say. I think sometimes celebs are careful with what they say because they want to protect their image. But I think such as Steve-O, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Johnny Knoxville, where they don't really care because they know they're loved anyway.
Has anyone seen the Bobby Lee episode?
No.
Where he follows through at the end.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd recommend going and watching that at the end. He literally craps himself at the end.
Wow.
Does anyone else have anything to say about this?
No, I think we've said all we can say about it.
Oh, Collins, you go first.
Oh, no, I was saying that we'd said everything, so go ahead.
Oh, okay. Mangum, what's your favourite episode?
Between Steve-O or Stone Cold.
Anyone else? Genuine curiosity here.
Off the top of my head, I can't think. Let me have a look.
Just for the thumbnail, I'm gonna go for Shaq's.
Well, no, I did obviously the Bobby Lee one, as I said, because of what happens at the end.
You know the DJ Khaled episode?
Oh yeah.
I love that. He eats like 2 wings and then he's like, "Nah, I'm out."
Really?
Yeah. It's
Wow.
one of the early ones, and it's very, very funny. He just leaves after 2 wings.
Oh, the Ricky Gervais one is good as well. Oh, that one.
Yeah, Neil, you go ahead. You kick things off.
I think it's average, and that's because I think the quality dips. I really appreciate this has grown into a phenomenon. I really appreciate Sean Evans, but I just feel the latest episodes and the game show thing they brought in doesn't quite do it for me the way it did a few years ago.
I think that the episodes still hold up pretty well for me. Even in the later seasons, they've still got a few good episodes. I reckon this is great for me.
To me, unless it's a topic of the person, the interview subject, is something that I like or I'm interested in, I don't care for the channel. So to me, it's average.
Paddy, Ritten, need your help here, son.
Oh, I was waiting for Ritten to speak.
Okay, I was waiting for Paddy to speak.
Oh, well, it wasn't that a great thing.
Okay, I'll say it's average too. The whole celebrity thing doesn't really interest me, so it's more of a personal preference, I guess. But I don't think the idea is bad or anything like that. So I just have to stick it in the middle, really.
I was going to say Superstar, but it looks like we've settled on average.
Wow, okay.
Jeez.
We've settled on average. I was going to say Superstar. But
all right, 3 averages, 1 superstar, 1 great. Okay.
To be fair, I can totally see the argument for Superstar. It's a bloody success.
Yeah.
By objective measure.
All right, now we are on to Collins.
All right, then. I'm gonna talk about one of the premier gaming journalists on YouTube, Jim Sterling, the man who will constantly try and fight the good fight towards gaming, the man who possibly hates microtransactions more than anyone, who hates season passes more than anyone, who hates crunch more than anyone, Jim Sterling. I feel like only me and Neil really watched him before we discussed this list. How did you guys find him?
He was all right. He spoke a lot of sense. I think I watched this Deadly Premonition 2 episode, and he was very angry about that. And also the Last of Us 2, when people were actually sending death threats to an actress. And similar to comment etiquette, he just says what he feels. He's not afraid to show how he is. I think he's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not so big a fan. I'll start with his appearance.
Well, hang on a second. You can't just.
No, I'm not saying his actual like genetic face. Like I'm saying like the way he's dressed.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm not gonna skip someone for the way they look like that. It's the way he's dressed creeps me out a bit.
Oh my
He
god.
looks like Willy Wonka had sex with someone from the Hunger Games.
That's kind of the point. He's playing like he's dressing like a circus master because it's a circus and a joke for
Yeah.
the gaming industry.
Yeah, I get that, but it creeps me out. The content, like it's not for me, so it's hard for me to judge it properly because I don't like it, but I wouldn't. It's not because it's bad content. I can appreciate the effort, it's well put together. I can appreciate his opinions, but it's just I'm not that interested in it. His voice annoys me a bit, but as well. But
All right, Ritson.
I'm not gonna lie. I really didn't get a chance to watch him, so I can't. I
Oh,
don't
wow.
have an opinion. What?
I don't think you would have liked him.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't think you
can't-
would.
I
I don't
can't
think
say.
it's your type of content either. I think me and Ritson should abstain from this vote because it's just not content that we'd ever watch anyway.
Neil.
So it's not for us.
I mean, I think Jim Sterling is one of the best like video game journalists out there. Honestly, I agree completely. He really he just keeps up the good fight. You know, he's a man who's in no one's pocket, and I find that amazing. Like he doesn't even run ads on his videos because he's not in YouTube pocket.
No.
It's not amazing. And
Yeah,
like,
he even found the system, didn't he? He found the ad lock system, didn't he? Where he'd purposely get copyrighted by multiple companies because then those companies can't put adverts on his videos.
so creative, honestly. Like, I absolutely love his attitude. That's the main thing to adore of Jim Sterling.
Yeah.
Like, I love this sort of stuff. You know, mainly when he was going against digital homicide. That was amazing.
My word. The entire saga when that came out in the end, where he just did the tell-all of everything. Just how much of a failure that was on Digital Homicide's part, trying to sue him just because he said he didn't like the game.
It was ridiculous, wasn't it? Yeah, like he's always on the right side of like the gaming arguments. You know, as he would say it, he really holds the AAA games to account. Like, you know, I do love that about him. And, you know, there's other bits I admire. Like, you know, you might make fun of his dress sense, but you know what? He's, like, a really proud queer man, like, who's, like, so popular in YouTube's gaming sphere and game journalism in general. That's awesome for, like, someone of, like, his gender and sexuality expression to be out there and, like, be so confident. Like, oh, I love his attitude. He's got the right attitude. Got the right goals. He's awesome.
Can I just say what I'm saying about his appearance? I'm only joking. I'm not. I don't actually really care. Like, wear what he wants, but you know.
Are you trying to get yourself out of your own controversy?
Yeah, because I didn't know he was gay.
At the end of the day, we haven't even talked about his work on the wrestling scene as Stardust.
The greatest heel, Stardust.
Just as I was waiting to point out, this is of parody work. Like, you can't sue someone for this or claim copyright. He's just brilliant. He's been around for years now, and he still seems to only growing constantly. All right, we've had more technical difficulties. We've unfortunately lost Mangan, but don't worry, I am here to take his place with his with his choices as well. So Jim Sterling, I think we're ready to go to a vote. I'm going to personally say he's great. He's exactly what the gaming industry needs as a whole, and he's an entertaining YouTuber at that. Neil?
Yep, I would completely agree. I think he's great. Like, you know, having someone who like really stands up to the big companies is great. You know, I don't think there's been enough people doing that since Total Biscuit died. You know.
Yeah.
So good at that.
Yeah. Paddy, Ritson, you two wanted to abstain, didn't you?
Yeah, we'll abstain. It would be unfair. So I'll put him in great.
Okay, and Mangan, if you want to say if you're here.
Yep, I am here. I'm on my phone. This internet is absolutely awful today. I think he's good. I think he's great. I'll put him in the great section.
There we go. All right then. In that case, the next person who goes, I believe that is Ritson.
Yeah, it is me. I'm gonna go with the less controversial of my last two picks. I'm gonna go with the other Olatunji brother. I'm gonna go with KSI. Now, obviously, his rise came from being like Mr. FIFA and back like 2012, 2013, that kind of time, with his Race to Division 1 series that were amazing to watch. And really entertaining, really funny, especially for what I was like, 15 at the time, 16, like perfect like age category, I guess. And he's really, I mean, he's gone really out there with the choices he's made. Like he's gone into music and he's actually doing relatively well. He's got a number 2 album, and now he's doing the boxing and he's not lost yet. He's managed to succeed at whatever he's tried. And he has had a few controversies, which I'm sure someone's going to bring up afterwards, which is fine. But
we'll let Neil do that. I feel like Neil's going to have a lot to say.
I was going to say Neil, but I thought I won't put the pressure on him. I'll just say someone. But no, I think he's the biggest British YouTuber. I think most subscribed. So yeah, he's done incredibly well, and I think he is entertaining. And even though his content obviously isn't what it used to be, I still do watch it sometimes, and still do find it, quite entertaining too.
I mean, similar to what I said about True Geordie. Really, he's a guy who started from the bottom and made his way up to the peak of British YouTube. He has created a brand that no other British YouTuber has made so far. Like you said, he's an artist. That's being polite.
He's all right. He's got a couple songs that are decent, to be fair.
Friends with Benefits is a banger, yeah. He's an athlete now. If he goes anywhere else with that, who knows? And he's kind of gone back to his roots a bit lately. He started to do reaction cam videos and stuff. If I'm not really mistaken.
That's not really his roots, though.
Yeah, his roots are FIFA.
Yeah, true. But considering what he brought out in the middle of that, it's quite low budget stuff. If you get what I mean.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I think we all like KSI because we think about him and the impact he had on us when we were in Sacred Heart secondary school. It was just great fun. FIFA 12 Road to Division 1 was a fantastic series.
Thanks to tell the world where we all live.
Believe it then.
They're gonna hunt us down now when we.
You could have just said when we were at school. That's the exact school.
I could have.
To be
I
fair,
didn't.
To be fair, there are plenty of Sacred Hearts in the world.
Yeah, it was in France.
Yeah.
We're all French.
Neil, go on. Might as well get the controversy out the way.
Okay. So, let's be honest here. A lot of this guy's rise was partly down to... No, let's not say partly. A lot of it, doubling down on that, was down to videos that contained some very interesting content. But, okay, let's start with number 1 here. The rape face.
Oh my god!
Oh, don't do him like that with number 1. Couldn't you have left that till number 5?
Yeah. So hey, that hasn't aged well, has it? A young man making a rather scrunched up face that implies he's going to sexually assault a woman.
I mean,
when you put it like that, it's so bad.
Clearly, that kind of thing from him. That was a big part of his early videos, and those early videos are what set off his original popularity. They have not aged well. I don't know if you want to discuss that one, or you want me to go into the other one.
I'll keep going. I think we should keep going.
Okay, so he had a video that basically, he's had multiple videos that have called women sluts, including at one point a paid-free model, where basically in the video he was like, slut, 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 like chanting it. That's not okay, is it? That's not okay. That's a load of misogynistic crap. How the hell... Like, that is not something you deserve to be making a crap ton of money out of. That's terrible. That's awful. And he actually got banned from Eurogamer for doing that. Like, he got banned from an expo for doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main thrust of it. We might have thought that was funny when we were kids, but you know what? As an adult, now, it's bloody disgusing. It's terrible.
Can I defend it a little bit?
Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
You know what I mean? I'm not defending the act. Well, I am, but
You are.
I'm not. But
You are.
Just hurry up and talk.
I just want to say what he did was terrible, but I think he's admitted constantly himself he hates his old self. Like a lot of the stuff he did, he hates that he did it, and he's apologized quite sincerely for it a lot. I know that doesn't make it go away, but there's something to be said about being able to acknowledge a mistake, apologize sincerely, and grow from it. And this was quite a while ago. He was quite young when he did this. It's not an excuse, but we've all made stupid mistakes when we're young. Maybe not that bad, but we weren't in the public eye. And the purpose was to basically make comedic, original, like outrageous content to get subscribers, and it worked. But I think he'll agree he hates that old part of himself, and his apologies have been sincere, at least.
I mean, no, go on, Neil.
Oh, okay. I was just going to mention the boxing thing. Don't know if we want to move on to that.
Go on.
Is it fair to say that KSI has concocted the greatest farce in internet history in this boxing crap? Like these completely unprofessional people doing a boxing fight and making a load of money off it. It's so amazing that we've developed a culture where like that kind of thing can happen. Like this gaudy little freak show of two non-professionals having a boxing fight in front of millions, and they got popular off YouTube. It's mental. It's mental to think that. Like, farce, right?
I don't think you didn't have a go at them for it, though. They created their own fan bases, and then they did the boxing, and everyone seemed to love it, so they kept doing it. I don't think you could have a go at it.
You can't knock them. Like, I get what you're saying.
Succeeded amazingly. If they had done it and it had completely flopped, you'd be like, well, there you go then. You tried to do boxing, you're just YouTubers. But they smashed it, to be fair.
Well, they didn't smash it in terms of like boxing skill. They made money.
Oh yeah, but that was never going to happen. I don't. That wasn't the intention.
It's not one for the
expecting
purist.
Floyd Mayweather to turn up.
The intention was to entertain and make money, and that happened. Like their fights were a lot more entertaining than a lot of real boxing fights. When you think about it, like obviously the technical levels are so much worse. But well, if you look at the underdog card fights on that, Devin Haney, one of the most promising young talents in boxing, Billy Joe Saunders, a world champion. Like,
I can't believe they had a world champion in the undercard.
I know it's incredible, but their main card fight was more entertaining than those two fights. That's the thing.
It does make me laugh that Ritten said we're not expecting Floyd Mayweather. No, but we did get Shannon Briggs. He's just as good, isn't he?
I mean, he
was he?
I mean, let's go, champ.
Shannon Briggs is a guy who's been irrelevant for so long.
Let's go, champ.
He just tried to do stuff to make him more relevant and think of himself as this positive character, even though he goes around threatening people and bullying Vladimir Klitschko, following around.
Imagine that. Imagine saying, "Oh, I bully Vladimir Klitschko."
Yeah, I mean, he just follows him around and just annoys him, and it's just like, I mean, just let him live his life, mate. Like, go, leave him alone.
On a good note, there are a lot of good stories about KSI and his charity work and some of the deeds he's done that have been, that have not went really public. I think Jack made a video about it once. I can't remember exactly what it was, but
I know what it was.
I can't go on.
It was a guy he used to hang out with, literally just play video games with, and he was going to be homeless or something.
Yeah,
and he literally gave him $2,000. And no one knew about it. He didn't do it for any publicity. He just gave him it, and he got his life back on track. He's also done it to another guy recently on YouTube. He donated like $2,000 to him to stop him being homeless, and did it anonymously, so that no one knew about it. Which, again, very admirable. Not just doing it for clout. He's recently donated £50,000 to like Black Lives Matter charities. He was out there helping with food banks during the corona outbreak, which he didn't have to do. He's done a lot of positive things, and he doesn't just do it for publicity. He does it because he's a decent-hearted person at heart, and who ultimately has made bad mistakes as a teenager, but is very apologetic of it, sincerely apologetic, and he's grown from it, and he's growing to a pretty respectable person.
Yeah, he also paid off his parents' house as well. This is like going back years, but yeah, he's done a lot, and he doesn't do it in the public eye usually when he does these good deeds too. So obviously he's made the mistakes and kind of some of the jokes he's tried to make in the past, but he's done a lot of good as well. So both sides of the coin.
Does anyone else have anything else to say, or we go into the vote?
We haven't talked about the content that much. I think if you look at the music as well, it's not for everyone, but you can't deny the improvements he's made over the years from where he started to where he is now, and that's got to be admirable for someone who's worked hard at something they're passionate about, and have now made a #2 album. They've got songs he's got like 10 songs that have charted. Considering where he started from, that's incredible. Whether you like the music or not, you can't deny that. And the content he makes is funny stuff. It's not the highest brow stuff, but it's funny and extremely watchable.
Any other thoughts?
It's aged very poorly.
I disagree. I think he's evolved with the times.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm simply saying that is old stuff, which is what I enjoyed watching, and his new stuff that I don't like. So all there is a bunch of stuff that's aged so poorly to me.
Yeah, well, back then, like, I don't even think the jokes he made were controversial. Like, there wasn't really any outbursts to them that much. But obviously now, like,
He got banned from Eurogame.
Oh yeah. Well, there was that one, but I meant like in general, like, most of the stuff. Like there was that one, obviously, but like in general, from like content and stuff, I don't really remember seeing much outrage or negativity about it. Obviously, I'm not saying there shouldn't have been. I'm just saying back then, if you said any of that now, you'd be finished. But I personally put him as a superstar. I mean, he's succeeded in everything he's went into. He's the biggest British YouTuber. I think he's still entertaining now, even though he's slightly less creative content, but obviously still doing the boxing now, doing music and everything. Made previous mistakes, but also does a lot of good now. He's really grew as a person, and I think now he's a good person now, and he doesn't do those kind of I can't even speak. I'm not even
misogynistic.
Misogynistic. Nearly had a stroke. Yeah, so he doesn't do that kind of thing anymore. So I'd put him as a superstar.
I agree.
To me, it's just average.
I agree, superstar. I think that what he's done in the music industry, boxing, YouTube, he's is he the biggest UK YouTuber?
Yeah.
Or is it the Dan TDM guy? Is he bigger?
Or considering he lives in Brighton, is it PewDiePie?
That doesn't count. But
he's a xenophobe.
No. I think he's great. I think his content's good. He's made a massive follow, but it still doesn't excuse some of the videos he released early on.
And yeah, but okay.
For me, I think he's unwatchable.
Oh wow!
Jesus Christ, where do we?
I derive absolutely no joy from watching any of his. I have to admit, I've been thinking about why that is. I don't know if it's some sort of like attitude divide or even some kind of class divide or something, but I just do not. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get the videos. I don't get the boxing, and I don't get the music. There's no way I would ever listen or watch any of it.
So, in this situation, what do we do? Should we
2 superstars, one
great, one average,
great,
one
one
unwatchable?
The democracy wins.
Yeah, superstar.
No, like, but here's a chance to change it. Do we carry on with the democracy wins, or do we, because it's a bit split, do we kind of try and come to a mutual agreement?
We do democracy until it needs to come to my aid. Then we'll talk.
So we say superstar.
I guess we're gonna have to.
I'm happy with that.
Oh! You guess, you say.
I'm happy with that.
I'll take it.
Is it me next?
Yes, it is.
Well, because we talked about KSI, I think it's a nice transition to talk about his group of friends.
Entourage.
His entourage's group. Now,
Hang-ons.
I kind of cringe a little bit when I hear these like YouTube groups. The what is it? The Hype House or something. What was Jake Paul's gang? These like FaZe Clan, like the group of friends, and they give themselves a name for it. But for me, these are the exception to the rule. The Sidemen, which KSI is a part of, because I think they make absolutely excellent content on a consistent basis. What do you guys think?
I kind of agree, to be fair. I think a lot of the videos they release, I don't, to be fair, they're not videos that I'll always watch. It's not like, oh, next Simon video's out, I'm going to go watch it now. Probably because their videos are quite long when they do release it, but the ones I've watched are usually pretty good, high quality. They've got lots of interesting ideas. They've done those different like holiday challenges. What was it, like 1,000 v £100, or like what was it, 10,000 v £100 holidays, stuff like that.
Yeah.
They were interesting, and as well as plenty of other stuff. I don't think, has the Sidemen got that much controversy as like a group, or I don't know.
I mean,
as a group, as the Sidemen collectively, like their channel, I wouldn't say there's really any controversy from that group. There might be a bit that I don't know about, but
I mean,
Neil will definitely bring it up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, guys, there's only one way to find out, and
I admit, I didn't find anything that really stood out. I found like one thing that was like, but it was the opposite. It was like some random Twitter stans were trying to get them cancelled. Although, again, to note my out of touchness with this, I don't know what a stan is. So,
do you know the Eminem song?
Oh God. I'm sorry. I just feel like I'm totally not down with this kind of thing. I feel like I don't know what it is. I just feel like I do not fit in their kind of target
demographic
whatsoever. It's like just not for me. This man, just not for me.
That's fair.
I think they're decent. I enjoyed like some of the stuff. I remember like some of the old GTA race videos that they did with KSI and that made me laugh.
Yeah, but that's their worst content though. If you look at the stuff that was just when they were starting out. If you look at the stuff they're doing now, it's incredible. Like the consistent like high production setups, brand new ideas, super interesting concepts. It's really great to watch.
I like it when I can finish my sentence. Plus, they've done loads of charity work, haven't they? The Sidemen. football
Yeah,
matches every
They've
year.
done the events, yeah.
Wait, one of the reasons that people wanted them cancelled was because Vic cheated in a game of bingo.
Oh wow, they are really scraping the barrel, aren't they?
Yeah, their fans are like 12 years old. Like, they're not particularly mature.
I don't know. Look, at the end of the day, guys, these were fine 7 years ago. They're just people that haven't grown up now.
They didn't exist 7 years ago.
But they talked together and did videos together 7 years ago.
Yeah, but
The actual channel
most
might
things
not.
start out as not brilliant, but if you look at what they're doing now,
I think let's be honest. This is no slight to them or anything, but they wouldn't be nowhere near the success if KSI didn't make it big.
Yeah, but
is that even relevant though? Like,
that's not
Yeah,
relevant.
I mean, he is literally the head of the side, man.
yeah, but does it matter? We're judging the content here, and it's quality content. It's simple as, like, it doesn't matter how they got there.
All right. Can we just
All right.
vote?
Yeah, I'm gonna say great.
To me, it's poor.
Neil.
Maddie?
You can probably guess what I'd say. I'd probably say unwatchable.
Okay.
You really don't like these guys.
I'm a bit worried, like, me not being down with this. Are people going to think I'm a Tory? Because I don't want that to happen.
No.
Yeah, I'm a
No,
Tory.
we all have our tastes.
You just have very refined views on YouTube.
I'm a connoisseur of you.
Like a
Yeah.
fine wine. YouTube.
Superstar for me.
I'm gonna go with great.
Oh, thank God.
I'm changing my vote to unwatchable.
No, but we got two great, two unwatchables then.
And one superstar, so it goes in great.
I hate this bloody group.
You shouldn't have said you switch your vote because it just makes it even worse for you. Right. Back onto me, aren't we? I want to talk about the Big Les show. This was recommended to me by a friend from our high school. I'm not going to say it in case Paddy decides to bleep it out.
Do you think I can be bothered doing that?
And I think it is one of the funniest shows on YouTube. I love it so much. It's Australian humour. It's got loads of swearing in. It's got loads of like violence in, but apart from that, there's nothing offensive about it. It has loads of moments that make me howl laughing. The quality of it went up and up. Like, it started as just a simple MS Paint thing, and it went like more and more detailed. And the story started from like a minute and a half long to being like an hour long movie sort of thing, and I really love it. Don't know what you guys think about it.
It's hilarious.
Oh, thank you, thank God.
Oh, it's just simple as that. The characters have a great. It reminds me of Scout's Toy Story in a sense. The way when I watch it, obviously they're two separate things, but it's just kind of the surrealness of swearing mixed with what the characters look like.
I mean, and the characters are so unique in their own way as well. Like,
I love the Scout's Toy Story
I know,
If you haven't seen that, go watch it. It's incredible viewing.
How'd Scout's Toy Story not make it into our YouTube stars?
Mate, the Slinky Dog in that, oh my God.
just then Scouts Postman Pat and Scouts Fireman Sam might have to be in the shot as well.
Scouts Pingu's that one as well.
The Scouts cinematic universe is a beautiful thing.
Forget the MCU. Where's the SCU?
So Carl Unlimited.
Yeah, you know what? I knew that. Oh, that's Collins. You are the worst of the best. But yeah, I think the Big Les show is absolutely quality, and the characters in it. You've got people like Sassy, Clarence, the potato-headed postman, Mike Nolan, who has literally had 2 spin-offs on Comedy Central. Donnie, Quentin, Norton, King Larenark, like all the characters are just so good. They make me laugh so much. Like, I don't know whether any, like, Paddy, Ritten, Neil, you guys have anything to add on it, really?
Written one.
No, you go. You go.
Oh,
This sounds
no,
like a
I
no.
insist.
No, oh no, Paddy. That
Neil, you got any
makes me
thoughts?
very-
Yeah.
I mean, I'd never seen it before a few hours before recording this. The first thing that struck me is it is a bit weird. It's
Oh, yeah.
but kind of in a good way, in a sort of like endearing way. Like, I'm not entirely sure I'm the biggest fan of Australian humour, but I can really appreciate what they did there. You know, like, I found it amazing that this started from like a school project that they did in like what is our equivalent of year 10. That's mad. That's mad. They can take something they concocted in like some random school class and it's like, you know, God, I consider myself quite creative. I wish I could do that. I wish I could go and like smash a series out from some of the schoolwork I did. That's an incredible feat.
No, it's fantastic for me, like, and so original as well. I wouldn't be surprised if they they probably will make more series because they always leave it on a cliffhanger, just like if they decide they want to put more in as well. Like the latest Mike Nolan series was very good as well.
Here's what I'll say about it. I appreciate the authenticity of it. I like how just basic and sort of grassroots it is. It's not the funniest thing in the world to me. I think just swearing in an Australian accent isn't that clever or funny. And that's basically what the show is, from what I've seen. There's some things that I have laughed at before with it when I've seen it. It's all right for me.
Yeah, the only thing I'd say it's probably not really my type of thing. I probably just agree. It's not that great, but you know, I just don't think it's my type of content, to be honest. So that's probably why I'm not like the biggest fan of it.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is literally just saying swear words in an Australian accent, and I prefer like
Swearing in an English accent like the Sidemen.
No, I just prefer like a bit more like clever humor. It's.
I'm sorry. What is clever about the Sidemen?
Well, I mean, they're not just like a comedy channel though.
They.
What?
I mean,
Oof.
are you serious?
Well, yeah. I mean, I watched them more than you.
Yeah, but they literally do stuff for laughs.
Yeah, but
That's
they're
it.
not purely a comedy channel.
And a lot of the like when you see their comedy, they do a lot of like challenges and stuff for comedy, not just like writing out
like I'm not
type jokes. It's different.
When I say I prefer like clever humor, that doesn't mean I can appreciate. I don't know. I can appreciate just like simple humor.
Right. Okay. So you prefer clever humor, except when you're going to plan out with the Sidemen because you realised that went against your point. And also, I think you're being really harsh on Big Les show there. The comedy of that isn't just its swearing; it's the situations that cause them to be making the comments that they do. Like the popcorn episode where because that's the main one I watched beforehand where they're at the movies and they've had a bit of weed and they think they're gonna have a good time just watching a movie high, only to get a call saying, yeah, I've accidentally given you like super duper heroin cookies. Good luck with that. That's why they go into the swearing. It's the situation that causes the humour from there, not the fact that he's swearing in an Australian accent.
Or when they get arrested and they just shout boys in blue, boys in blue.
Yeah.
Like, I think we should vote now. I think we should vote. Like, I think it's great. I think it's great.
Oh, yeah, same. I'd put it in great.
Neil?
I would put it in average, personally. I get it, but not quite my thing.
Okay, you two.
I'll probably agree and just say it's average, to be honest.
Yeah,
Nothing
yeah,
special.
average.
We've got Sideman in Great and KSI in Superstar.
Oh yeah,
It's
that's
an
so
average.
crazy to put the big leg show below them. A 1 minute MS Paint video against an hour long high production video. That's a crazy thing to do.
Oh yeah, not like the hour-long Big Les Show videos. Do you not remember when we pointed that out? Like one of the first things that Mangan said.
Who wants to watch an hour long big Les show?
Who wants to watch an hour-long Sidemen show?
Well, apparently a lot more people would want to watch a Sidemen video than a Big Les show.
A lot more people voted for Brexit.
Oh my god! Right, no, don't bring politics in for fuck.
Should we move on? Come on, the Brexit thing's going to get referenced a lot.
I'm allowed to like what I like.
You're right, and I'm allowed to criticise it.
He's got you there.
Okay, but we're also allowed to criticise you back.
Bond.
I'm allowed to criticise the Big Les show if I want.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I know. Don't worry. Neil, your final one.
Okay, well, this is a mighty fall from grace, we might say. Don't know if there's ever been a bigger YouTube fall from grace than the one for Boogie2988. Oh, dearie me, this man has suffered an implosion in recent years. Going from one of, even one of my favorite YouTubers during like his period where, everyone was convinced like, oh, he's a really nice guy and he makes, funny, heartwarming videos where he talks about his problems and he's really nice. Many people use the epithet, the Mr. Rogers of the internet with this guy. And then everything went wrong. Everything went wrong. So where do you even start with that?
Well, I think didn't it start with his divorce, really, and then after that is where all the controversy started.
Basically, but after the divorce, it kind of came out that there was some stuff before then, emotionally manipulating his wife. He forced his wife to sign a non-disclosure agreement so she wouldn't be able to tell the public what had happened in their relationship. That kind of stuff.
Oh, it's not suspicious.
Interesting.
Should I run through? I feel
my
like
favorite. My favorite Boogie con.
Oh my god!
What
of you?
This is the problem with Skype podcasts.
Neil, I'm letting you go.
Okay, let me run through them, cons, because I'm sure I'll mention the thing that you did anyway.
Yeah.
I've summarized them. Okay, so let's see. He psychologically abused a hooker who he paid to be his quote-unquote girlfriend. He has multiple times guilt-tripped people saying he's going to kill himself because they said something, because they didn't support him. He supported child abusers. He supported his father, who he said on multiple occasions molested him. He said that gay people should wait for gay marriage because it's not a good time. He said that good things came out of the Holocaust. He threatened to have his dog euthanized. He claimed that his critics were worse than, quote, Nazis and rapists.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. That was the one I was going to bring up.
There's the one.
I liked it because he said that at least they believe in something.
Oh, Lord. There's a lot else. Some of the other things, he's been lying about his weight loss now for a long time. That's been an ongoing thing. He also ran a disturbing load of porno blogs which are just full of misogynistic content, and there's so much more that has ruined his career.
Oh, here's another one you missed, I think. He commented during one live stream saying, that's a lot of money, I guess, for a person of colour, or is it not? After receiving a $3 donation from a follower who frequently donated to him on his stream with the message, I am a black person.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw him in one of Neil's suggestions, I thought, oh, he must be nice because, like, I remember him being nice. And I had done my research on him, and I was like, oh my god,
This is not the man I remember.
I did not. Because all I know of him recently is his like massive weight loss. Where I like, oh, good for him. Then I realized how awful a person he's been.
He's a guy he's a guy who hid behind the fact that his raging person was just a character, and as times have gone by, we've suddenly realised it wasn't a character.
Yeah.
And the character wasn't great to begin with, anyway.
I don't know. It's kind of funny.
Certainly made him very popular in those early years.
Oh yeah, of course. I think. Does anyone else have anything to say about him? Like,
Not
obviously,
particularly.
he's a very controversial man. Shall we get to the voting then?
Go on.
Go on.
That was
I'm gonna say he's unwatchable.
Yeah, he's unwatchable.
Paddy?
Unwatchable. Otherwise, it looks like I was on a race.
Maybe, yeah, maybe
I mean,
I'll agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at the actual content itself, it's not like horrendous. It's nothing crazy, but if you're looking at this, like all that list of stuff he's done, it has to be unwatchable.
I mean, the thing is, like, before that happened, there really was a lot of good stuff there. He was a really, like, good person to, like, just put on and listen to, but...
And inspirational, if you look at, like his sort of weight loss story and his story with depression and things like that. And that's why, before this podcast, I was looking at him as, like, a good guy, and that who a lot of people look up to, but finding out all this stuff is kind of disappointing. But anyway,
Neil, you've got the final vote. I doubt it's going to do much, but
Keeping us in suspense.
yeah.
I think he cut out.
Oh god.
Oh
Well,
no.
Technical
This has been
issues.
fantastic.
We'll put him in unwatchable, and we'll move on to my final choice. My final channel is the most popular YouTube series possibly ever made, the Epic Rap Battles of History by Nice Peter and Epic Lloyd. Who hasn't watched this?
I think everyone's going to have watched a couple of these over the years.
Exactly.
I'm not subscribed to them, but I've seen them.
Yeah, it's been around since it's been around for 10 years now, and it's well, some people might say, some people will argue if you think it's still going strong, but I still really enjoy them. They're just creative. It's a simple but fun idea of, let's take two popular figures and have them rap against each other. Obviously, the most famous ones probably Hitler versus Darth Vader.
The battle we all waited to see.
Oh my god.
Get him in the ring.
So some hilarious lines there that are also quite horrific, if I'm being honest.
I swear to God, if you don't mention Stalin against Rasputin, I'm gonna flip.
Well, that's not just Stalin versus Rasputin. That's Stalin versus Rasputin versus Lenin versus
It started as that
versus finally Vladimir Putin, and it's
it
brilliant.
started as that, and it got me through my A level.
You've also got Gandhi versus Martin Luther King Jr. You've got Moses versus Santa Claus.
I watched Mitt Romney versus Barack Obama today. That was good.
I think
Old school, but good.
I think everyone's got like a favorite. Like, I think it is really good, and it's how they do it as well is amazing.
Yeah, and it's still well. No, the thing is, generally, you know who played Moses? Snoop Dogg.
It was Snoop Dogg,
Really?
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Didn't he play Santa Claus as well?
I mean, to be fair,
No, he
Snoop
played
Dogg will
Moses.
do anything for cash these days.
Key and Peele did they did the rapping for Michael Jordan versus Muhammad Ali.
Oh, that's good. I like Kim Peel.
Yeah,
Got-
so yeah.
Got Weird Al Yankovic being at Charles Newton.
The only good thing about the latest Toy Story movie.
No, I think these guys are pretty good, and you know what, the content might have dipped a bit, but they are still going strong, really.
Well, say that. I mean, the one that Paddy has chosen as a picture, Joker versus Pennywise. It's a really good rap battle, I think. Like, and the beat is really, really good, and that's still got 25 million views since it got uploaded. Which is, I mean, I won't say no to that many views.
I mean, if you're talking about sick beats, look no further than the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles against their artists.
I don't like that one.
I mean, the idea is so simple, but the execution is near perfect. It's so brilliantly done. Like,
and the raps are always about who they're facing or about themselves. Like Mozart versus Skrillex, Eureka's Dead Mouse, but like, as a reference, the fact that he's just ripped off Dead Mouse.
Love that.
It's just brilliant.
And sometimes you can get a bit of history involved in it, literally.
Educational?
Yeah, sometimes you can be.
Yeah, like Leonidas versus Master Chief. Oh, no, wait, no, not that one.
Education. I can't believe we just said education on the channel. That's done Hitler versus... Who was it? Versus Darth Vader.
3 times. You look tired. Why don't you take a trip on my train? 4! That's all.
Does anyone else have anything to say about this? Because, you know...
Yeah, I think we should say, if Hitler and Darth Vader had a battle in real life...
Darth Vader would win.
Yeah.
The guy who can use off force.
But the guy that can command the big army.
That would be both of them.
You are aware that Vader had the Death Star, which had about 1 million stormtroopers on it. He had a big army as well.
Darth Vader wasn't just a lonely renegade. He was a little commander of one of the largest armies.
Mate, it doesn't matter because he could just use the Death Star to blow up the entire planet that Hitler was on anyway. Which, you know, could have done us all a favour.
Darth Vader destroyed a planet to prove a
been
point.
on that planet?
Well, exactly. I wouldn't have had to live.
Right.
God.
Okay, before we get into an existential crisis, let's vote.
No, Neil, you haven't said anything yet. Do you want to go?
I mean, I don't have much to add, really. I think it's a great concept. The only thing I'd say is, like, there is a point where you run out of battles to do without sounding repetitive. And isn't it fair to say their output is much decreased over the past few years because it was getting a bit stale?
Yeah, there is a reason they took a 2-year break.
I've got to keep it fresh, haven't you, at the end of the day? Right.
Yeah.
And any way to do that. I think we should vote.
To me, this is Superstar.
Oh.
This
Okay.
is one of the biggest things to ever come out of YouTube.
You know what? I'm going to agree with
Me too.
I agree as well.
I'm so confused by that. But, right, I would probably put it in average.
Oh, wow.
Is what makes it Superstar. Like, I know it's good, but really? Superstar. Alright, cool.
No, I really like epic rap parts of history.
Right. Written? Yeah, written.
Okay, here we go. Right, let's get on to this person, this piece of filth that graces our planet, unfortunately. I mean, this guy manages to make Logan Paul seem all right, so that is saying something. I'm on about Jake Paul, who is one of the most dislikable people on the entire planet. I mean, he's right up there. I mean, I don't want to, I've got to make sure I don't swear. So I'm going to try and keep it calm. But first of all, his content is awful. I mean, I really can't. You start watching a video a few minutes in and you just want to turn it off straight away. I'm not going to lie. I can't really make it through any of his videos. He's an incredibly unfunny, egotistical, just generally unlikable person. I don't know. And he gets caught up in controversy after controversy after scandal after scandal. One of them has already been mentioned, along with Rice Gum. Before he also did that scam where he was trying to like educate people on how to make money, like they were going to become like these rich people because of advice that he was given, and they had to pay like $30+
Yeah, and
$40
have you
to
seen
get
the
those videos.
actual like?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Was the advice to not do anything stupid like give him $30 for money advice?
There's no script, and there's some guys just asking him questions, and he just chats out of his, you know what.
Yeah.
He's done it twice now, like he's actually tried twice. Like he did it in 2018, got hammered for it, and the website was like dead less than a year later. And he's tried again this year with something called the Financial Freedom Movement, which basically encourages the kids to like quit school and become an influencer.
I think yeah.
But the thing is, he doesn't know how. Well, I mean, he does know how to do it, but he doesn't know how to do it the proper way, because he's done it by being an outrageous and catering for little kids who don't know any better. So he doesn't actually know how to do it like in a morally right way, which is what we should be advertising to people.
He's also been arrested, hasn't he, during this Black Lives Matter
For looting,
protest as well?
Looting during or being around the looting anyway.
Yeah.
What a horrible, horrible person. Privileged little white boy. God, I was trying so hard not to swear.
Yeah, I know, Neil. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to even say that much about him because I just know it'll go really bad.
Like there's so many like controversies, and there's so many. He thrives off being a bad person, and anyone who thrives off being a bad person is a doubly bad person.
And it says
it should not be something that you enjoy.
It says a lot about the people who still stand by him. Like they're just
what it says is they're 5 years old, basically.
What kind? Yeah. So you'd say his audience is children, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he is there, using incredibly age inappropriate content, creating videos that feature Riley Reid, who is a famous porn star. For those who don't know. I'm on.
What?
Who?
What? What? Who's she?
Oh,
Riley Reid. I've never heard of her.
Sorry, I forgot you're. No sex before marriage. Sorry.
I'm a Christian boy.
Yeah. Children of God, you are. Yeah, angels. Yeah. I'm looking. I saw this on the website earlier, and it's a thumbnail for a video, and it's literally got Riley Reid like in. I'd say in clothes, but there's barely anything, and yeah, I mean, come on, like his audience of children, it's quite disgusting, to be honest.
So where is this? So I know where to avoid.
Yeah. What? Come on, Riton.
Huh?
Where is it?
This? Just so I know what to avoid at all costs. Where am I not going?
I want to know where I can dislike the video. What's it called?
Oh, you
give me the link.
You guys, little sods. You just want to.
You guys are disgraceful.
I mean, no. Let's not gonna lie. If I wanted to watch anything else, I would. There's a lot more websites for that.
Disgraceful.
Should we mention some other things? Like,
go for it.
How about? I mean, just on the same theme, he made a YouTube video with his girlfriend posing semi-nude, titled "How I Lost My Virginity." It was deleted after 2 days. Yeah, he freestyle rapped the N-word 3 times in 1 minute at Coachella.
Oh my god.
He was racist to 2 members of his group, calling them the B word. I think I could say that, but I'm not entirely sure. He did a racist Chinese accent. And one of his ex-girlfriends, he pushed her down the stairs. Bet you don't know that one.
Huh.
But he was also in a Disney Channel show.
More shame to Disney.
You know what? This might be a really obscure comparison, but he's like Katie Hopkins in the sense of he stays relevant because we keep talking about him.
kind of get what you're saying. I wouldn't compare the two, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, then in that case, should we just vote so we can stop talking about them?
Unwatchable.
Yeah, it's unwatchable.
It's unwatchable. Can we create a new tier just for Jake Paul? Just for
Well, I don't know. To be fair, is he?
There is a little child abuser in this
Yeah.
tier.
Nah. I'm sorry. Jake Paul's worse than any child abuser. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
That's not a good thing.
You really need to stop.
I'm joking. Oh my god.
You really need to know when to shut up.
I mean, to be fair, like you can't compare crimes, but yeah, I don't know. This guy has been like racist, like in that, and so he's not far off from this guy.
Oh, obviously, he's not worse than a child abuser.
Right, let's move on.
We're taking holes here.
Bloody hell.
Is it me now?
Yes, it's you.
Well, from child abusers
Oh my god.
to David Dobrik. I mean, there was no transition there.
That sounded really funny.
Yeah, so David Dobrik is my final choice. Now, have any of you guys seen him before today?
No.
His videos.
I've known about him. I think he was a famous fine artist, wasn't he? It sounds weird saying
Can't
art.
use fine and artist and say there's no artistry. You do a 6-second terrible video.
An influencer.
Oh god, that's the worst word of all time. But a lot of the people who transferred from Vine to YouTube have done a very poor job because they can't make videos longer than 6 seconds. In my opinion, David Dobrik is one that has done a good job. He makes 4-minute, 20-second videos, very short, fast-paced vlogs filled with a lot of extreme, really entertaining content, quite funny a lot of the time. I don't know if you guys know Jason Nash's, but he's a very funny guy who he has in his vlogs, who makes the vlogs a lot funnier. But I just think his content is so out there, but I wouldn't say to the point where it goes too far. But it's super entertaining. But I feel like you guys are going to disagree.
He's rubbish.
Yeah.
He wasn't anything massive, you know.
Why does David Dobrik confirm that Howie Mandel is not being held captive?
David Dobrik and Howie Mandel kind of friends, they've done videos together and that.
What? That Save Howie Mandel was a hashtag that had 10 million views.
Yes, no.
It's a strange one. There are times when I'll watch one thing I did watch is when he went round to all the coronavirus victims and stuff and handed out PS4s and stuff, and I thought, oh, that was nice. But he has got a bit of controversy as well, hasn't he, Neil?
It turns out he's a bit of a racist. Who knew? Yeah, so basically in a lot of his old Vines, maybe I wouldn't say a lot there, that's a bit too much. But in a few of them, he used the N-word, you know. He also mocked Asian accents. He and I don't know, was it his girlfriend or was it?
Yeah, it's now ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, they were basically making fun of the Japanese accents, and he got accused of, I quote, normalizing racism against Asians. Now, you know what? That's quite a thing to say. Normalizing racism. You know, you've got to have a big influence to normalize it. And anyway, that's terrible. But his apology was, and I quote what his apology was. So he basically started talking oh, I really support the Black Lives Matter movement, yada yada yada. And then he said, oh, I said some bad things in the past. Quote, it really bums me out. That was his apology. Those words. Me out. It really bums me out that I made fun of a Japanese person's accent. It really bums me out that I use the N-word. Not I'm sorry, but it really bums me out. What a terrible person. I just don't understand. Why is it so hard to find a good person on YouTube who has, like, correct values? You apologize when you do that. You're not like, oh, it bums me out. Bloody hell.
He was also in Angry Birds too, so I can never forgive him.
I mean, he had one line.
Apparently, Angry Birds 2 was good. That's what I was more shocked at.
Yeah, I refuse to believe that.
But vlogs to me aren't the greatest to begin with, and I don't think it's that. I don't think his are anything different to it either.
What? They're not different. He's the only person in the world that does vlogs like he does.
To be fair, yeah, I give you that, Paddy. But to me, he's very similar to Lele Pons. It's just him talking in a slightly higher pitched voice, saying random things and hoping that's enough to be funny. And to me, it's just not.
But
Yeah.
Lily Pons makes sketches though, they're scripted sketches. Like,
But she also does like other stuff with it. Like she does the Ultimate Sunday Challenge and stuff like that. There's other vloggy style stuff that she does. Again, I'll give you, he's unique. He's just uniquely bad to me.
I mean, what I got from watching a couple of his videos was that half of the audio was just him laughing really loudly, and that was it. It was like every clip, it was just something, and then him laughing massively. And honestly, I just really didn't find it that great, to be honest.
Yeah, there is a lot of that. I'll give you that. To be fair, I think it just depends on if you pick the right video. I think if you pick the right videos, you'll see something quite unique and quite.
So it's only
quite out there.
A good YouTuber shouldn't require the right video.
So yeah, it's only a select few. It's only a select few videos of his that are actually good, and the rest are crap.
No, I wouldn't say no. But that you can't say that every single YouTuber's video has to be good for them to be a good YouTuber, because there's YouTubers with like 10,000 videos. You can't expect them all to be good.
Well,
but
yeah,
I'm saying. You will get some where you watch them and think this is a bit too much for me. This is a bit, I'm not feeling it. But I think if you watch some more different ones, you would find some where you got it more at least.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to watch like a few of the more like popular ones on his channel in terms of views, because I thought, well, I might as well try and get like what his best content is. But no, I didn't really.
Yeah, it's not for you. It's not for you. It's fine.
Right, I think we should vote then, unless anyone has anything else to say.
No, I'm chasing a lost cause here. I'm going to take the L.
What are you going to vote?
You know what, Paddy? I don't think he's unwatchable. Like I said, I find him the same as Lele Pons. He's poor.
Neil?
I would put unwatchable. Just personally, I can't excuse that kind of. Not particularly racism against Asians. I can't really excuse that, can I?
Yeah.
Is that not? So you hate racism more against one race than others?
Hey, hey, come on, let's not try.
Oh my god, we're really helping each other. I'll say poor.
I'm gonna say unwatchable, but I think Paddy, what do you have?
I was gonna say great, so I'll put him in poor.
Yes, you have to average it out, really.
That seems like the consensus. I'll have to agree. I can't believe we're finishing on Arsenal.
Right, I really want to finish this one because I want to hear someone's defending it to the death, really. Arsenal Fan TV is poor because this is the sort of thing that allowed in the toxic nature of something known as football Twitter.
Oh no.
There have been a few rants that I'm sure people have seen and people have enjoyed because it's someone like Troops spitting bars or Claude shouting at someone or Ty defending the
Wait.
Arsenal.
Can I just interject there? Have you seen what's happened with Claude?
Yeah, that's why I put it in.
The most unsurprising event of all time. It turns out that
It was only a matter of time before Claude said
Oh
something.
my god!
That's
Claude's
why-
racist.
That's
The
why.
amount of arguments he's had with Ty, I can't believe he hasn't said something before. It's incredible.
Right. Okay.
Oh, is he racist?
He said. Well, we can't say what he said.
He did a racist thing against Heung-min Son. Well, they did like a live watch along for the Spurs Arsenal game, and I don't know exactly what he did, but he did something like racist remark towards Son.
I can
You
explain it if you want.
Yeah.
So basically, this is okay to say because it's not actually a racial slur if you just say it. He called him a DVD.
Because of like Asian people are like said to go into pubs and sell DVDs, isn't that like?
You don't have to explain it, Macken. You don't have to explain it. Just
I mean, to be honest,
Well,
I didn't understand it. So
To be fair, I've only ever been offered a DVD by a white guy.
look, okay, shall we not?
Yeah.
The worst part of this, right? This is the bit you need to get down. He didn't apologize immediately. He turned around and said, "Oh no, that's not true. I wasn't racist. I was making a joke about how Tottenham are going to make a DVD about today because they don't normally win Arsenal."
I mean, Robbie defended it as
Why?
well.
He actually lied. He couldn't apologize for his racist joke again because that's too hard to do. Because it's so hard to be a good person on YouTube, isn't it?
Robbie defended them as well, didn't he?
Oh, it's a disgrace, right? Come
Well,
on.
that's the thing as well. A lot of people commented when he was released. Well, when he was suspended, why isn't the same happening to Troops? Because he says like the N word quite a lot.
but he's black.
But kids are watching this. Like,
Oh, come on.
if they can suspend someone for racist behaviour, then surely saying probably the worst racial slur that a white person can say is
No,
up there as well.
You can't use that as an argument. Like, that's the death of rap music, the moment that becomes an argument. Like, you can't say there's kids watching. Like, it's obviously not meant to be a channel for kids. Like, it's if the content was aimed at kids, I'd say fair enough, but it's clearly not.
But kids watch it.
But that's irrelevant.
Yeah, and that's parents being rubbish.
That's irrelevant with kids watching. Kids could watch anything. Like, it's not their fault. If they they know the content's not made for kids.
If a parent's not paying attention, a kid can turn on a horror movie channel at 11 p.m. and accidentally see all sorts of blood, guts, and gore and violence when they're not meant to. It doesn't change the fact that it's not meant to be watched by kids.
Like, with that logic, like we should be slagging off Stormzy, Kanye West, and all that because we could say kids could listen to their music. Like, it's not meant for kids.
Right, okay,
Well,
okay.
It's up to parents to not have them watch that.
Okay. We've gone a bit off topic there. Anyway.
You're the one who brought it up.
Well,
Oh,
no,
that's a fair argument.
Paddy brought it up to begin with the whole Claude situation, but that's kind of what I want to go into. So, obviously, there's been a lot of videos that people remember, especially probably during the Arsene Wenger days. Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Probably people still watch a lot of them, like during the Arsenal days, and that. What is it really? Like, it started. It probably was one of the big starters for like football on social media being like some sort of toxic mess that if you have an opinion, you are going to be judged upon like immediately, and most arguments will be you are wrong, no matter what it is.
It's everything I hate about football these days. Just because fans have a right to an opinion, and they absolutely do have a right to opinion, doesn't mean they have to share it with the world. Like, a fan's opinion is important, but it doesn't need to be shared with the entire world. Just talk about it with your mates, because then this big toxicity around football Twitter and things like that, and it's unnecessary. Whatever happened to the good old days of just having a fun debate about footy with your mates in a pub or something?
Banter
Exactly.
used to be football banter. It used to be cracking, and now it's gotten to a point where I've just seen it on Twitter. Marcus Rashford congratulating Leeds for getting promoted to the Premier League, and a lot of United fans have abused him for it because United and Leeds are rivals, and that is one of the things. Like, you can't say anything with other people going down your throat, saying you are wrong, and probably calling you something horrible.
But at the end of the day, like, I think you're giving Arsenal Fan TV a bit too much credit for this. It's the anonymousness, blah, blah, blah. We all know what I was trying to say, of social media that allows people to think that they can get away with doing it. The fact that everyone has their profile picture be the club badge of what they like Patrick Carolan, and can change their Twitter name or handle to whatever they want, means that they can say they think they can say whatever they want. Because what's the worst thing that happens? That account gets banned, so they make a new one, and they realize that they can get a reaction.
Yeah, but I just don't get it. I don't get why it's so important for these fans to be heard by other idiot fans. They're not being heard by the club, but the club don't care. Club aren't going on Twitter and going, "Oh, look what this fan said. That's a good idea. Let's do that. Let's sign this guy because this guy on Twitter said we should."
Because people are sad and lonely and put too much of their personality based on things that they've put money into, which football is one of them. These people think that people think that, I say they're an Everton fan, they think Everton is their personality. So if something bad happens to Everton, they have to defend Everton because they're really defending themselves because they love Everton so much, and they're just sad, lonely people.
But just imagine how much better football would be if we all just went back to talking about football with our mates in a pub, and that's how it should be.
It's called before Twitter existed.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we've got a little bit off topic. I feel like Arsenal Fan TV is not all to blame for this. I'm being a bit harsh in that sense. But it's kind of shown you can, make money from it, and it's almost become like an in thing to be an idiot online and express outrageous opinions to everyone.
Speaking of which, Ritton, what's your opinion on it?
What? Hang on a second. I mean, Arsenal Fan TV. I haven't watched it in ages, but I do remember back like some of the videos, from Wenger, and then some of them under Emery. And they were entertaining because, I don't know, just because of how stupid it was and just how angry they were getting and shouting and stuff. Like it was silly. It wasn't like amazing content or anything, but it just was silly fun, especially when like the angrier they got, because you could tell it was actually really getting to them, especially under Wenger. I think is when it was like, that was probably their peak, wasn't it? I don't know. I mean, I haven't watched it in a while at all, so that probably tells you a lot. It's not that good.
Neil?
I don't really have very much more to add, really. I mean, Arsenal Fan TV, I mean, it's a cool project to see, right? But ultimately, its execution kind of leaves a lot to be desired, shall we say.
Mm-hmm. Shall we vote then? Does anyone else have anything to add? I'm putting this poor.
Can I just say it's important for fans to be heard, but there's a way to be heard, and there's a way of expressing your opinions.
Yeah, Arsenal Fan TV is. I mean, they basically got a group of the absolute worst, and then put them together. Although they've got TY, don't they?
Excuse me.
What's that guy's name?
Ty.
Ty. Why did I say TY?
Ty.
Why did I say Ty?
I think he's a rapper.
Oh,
Right.
anyway, they've got Ty, who's like, he's quite funny because he always seems to think that Arsenal are like great and stuff, and always made that, and that's when it was funny because he'd say that, and then Claude was always angry, so that they always like had funny arguments. But obviously, that's never going to happen again because Claude is what we all thought he was anyway.
Yeah.
What we all knew he was.
Yeah. Paul, I think, does anyone disagree with that?
No, I don't.
I'd say
Paul.
Paul, yeah.
Yeah, because I couldn't say unwatchable because at times it is very, it's very watchable and very entertaining. It's always funny to see people getting angry. Regardless, it's something you don't like to want to watch, but you do.
Yeah,
But it's still poor content, and it's one of the big things I don't like about modern football.
All right. Well, this has been a very rocky stream, to say the least. Just want to apologise for some of the technical difficulties that we experienced during the podcast. Try and get that fixed. Yeah, try and get that
internet
fixed.
issues.
Try and get that fixed for the next pod, which will be on Tuesday or Friday, rather.
Friday.
Yeah, because this will be out on Tuesday. Any last words for everyone?
It sounds like I'm about to die.
One would hope.
Wow.
See you on the other side.
Just a quick reminder to you guys, once again, we have social media now. So we have Twitter and Instagram at the Tier List Podcast. Remember to listen to us on all our streaming services, including YouTube, such as Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, and more. But from all of us, this has been the Tier List, and we'll see you later.